Top four is in danger. Top four is in danger. I repeat, top four is in danger. I was told and I was promised.
Why are you standing?
Something new, like, because I feel like energetic and so forth. And also, wait, I was about to say, did you see J. Cole's post? He has producers. He has producers. He put up a list of producers. He put up the track list and he put up the list of producers.
Are they co-producers or
Yeah,
are they?
I have no idea.
They're
But
co-producers.
It's
They
progress.
have to be co-producers.
It's
man.
progress. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, because he puts
Does
himself
he
there.
have
But I saw
features?
Timberland.
Yeah,
I saw
exactly.
Boy Wonder. I think I saw Hit Boy.
Do we have features?
No features.
That's okay.
So no. Okay,
But no,
guys,
like I want features because I want to see Miguel. I want to see Jeremiah. I want to see somebody singing your
This is
hooks.
not a rap thingy. Look, we'll deal with that come midnight.
No.
We'll deal with that come midnight.
Football is secondary right now. J. Cole needs features because he needs people to sing the
Basically,
hooks.
because if you don't know, Daniel, is it you're from South Carolina?
I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I don't.
Okay, but where are you based now? South Carolina.
North Carolina.
Oh, so
Greensboro.
he basically lives exactly where J. Cole is from. So they have that kindred spirit, man. But look, I'm excited. Oh, well, go give me a break. Don't be childish.
Nah, that's too much.
So basically, guys, top four.
Bro, is that cereal?
Yeah, what's it called? Fruit and fiber.
So you just have cereal just sitting there and getting soggy? Like, you're wild.
No. My thing is that let the milk just slowly come into it, so it doesn't get too soggy. But
Eat it immediately. Eat it immediately. Nobody likes soggy cereal.
Really relax, chill. So guys, look, top four right now is in serious danger. So let me even actually, can someone pull up the Premier League table so I can share the screen?
Abdullahi's got it.
All right, cool. And then let me grab the screen because Liverpool's win just puts everything in a crazy situation because they have West Brom, Burnley, and then Crystal Palace at home. So they have a really good run-in compared to what other guys have. Remember, Chelsea play Leicester City as well. Because I've always said that...
I've shared it, Ati.
Okay. I've always said that my... Can you...
Let me zoom it.
Zoom it. I would say...
He actually uses Bing, unlike you, AJ. You're a poser.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So, Chelsea and Leicester have a better goal difference.
Mm-hmm.
So Leicester have 2 games. Their 2 games are Tottenham and Chelsea. Chelsea's 3 games.
2 games.
2 games.
Shit. So that's 2 games. Leicester and
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
It's Villa then Leicester. I think it's Leicester at the end of the season.
It's Leicester than Villa.
Oh, cool.
Guys, it's looking very.
I have a lot
very
to talk about. HJ, I have so many things to talk. My brain is on fire at the moment. I have so many things to talk.
Really?
Your brain's on fire. What happened?
Really? Why?
No.
Whenever anybody starts with,
Abdullahi,
it's gonna be wild.
How was Abdullahi announced to the world? How did he become known? When we did the Chelsea Arsenal preview, and I said that, what if Chelsea lose? And Abdullahi was like, no, come on, we can't lose to Arsenal and everything. We end up losing, and then we do a post-match, and Abdullahi goes on this crazy rant. And that was known. Who would have known Arsenal would do the double over Chelsea?
That's 3 in a
Who would
row.
have known? I told you, Eddie, as much as you know Arsenal fans, what's it called? One of my good friends, my colleagues, and so forth that I used to work with, he's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal fan, so I know many Arsenal fans, and I would have never known a team who are sitting in 9th and 10th would have done the double over Chelsea. We're going to have a conversation about Jorginho. So before we get to the whole Arsenal section, where are you guys sitting? Let me come to Eddie first, man. Top 4. Where are you sitting specifically with Liverpool beating United?
I might as well do where I sit with the whole season. And the way it's looking right now, 4 games, 4 wins. That's all Tuchel needs to go in there and tell his boys for the rest of the season. There's 4 games left in the season. you wanna have a great season, you come out with 4 wins. As far as top 4 goes, look, Leicester are in a bit of trouble. You know, the thing with Chelsea at the moment is I'm glad we don't have to play the relegation teams or teams down the bottom, because they're teams that can fuck you over and teams that don't have anything to play for and will just sit back, similar to what Arsenal done, no pressure. And Chelsea would probably struggle against those teams, you know. But if you look at the remaining 2 games, we've got the FA Cup against Leicester City. Chelsea should have enough to do some rotation for the Wednesday game next week.
Tuesdays on Tuesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday. It's Wednesday for me.
Oh.
So Chelsea should have enough to rotate. Leicester don't. So Leicester would, have to play 3 games in a week, and I think they'll be worried about that. And looking at the last game, Tottenham still have something to play for. Looking at this table, so Leicester's fixtures are a lot more difficult than Tottenham. Right? If the only team I'm really worried catching Chelsea here is Liverpool, and Liverpool, if they get 9 from 9, which is 9 points, Chelsea need 2 wins. Leicester need just 1 win. But I can't see where Leicester get that win from, because they've got Chelsea and Tottenham. Tottenham are still battling for a European place. Even though it looks like the Conference League at the moment, it's still a European place. And you've got Everton, who are also chasing that spot as well. Arsenal, they're out of it. They're behind, so I wouldn't really put them in there. It'd be interesting to see what the fixtures for Tottenham, West Ham, and Everton are. But at the same time, look, the only annoying thing for me right now is, if it was up to me, Chelsea win that game yesterday. They beat Leicester next week, and then Sunday, you don't have to worry about the Aston Villa game. You put out the youth team, you put out your development squad or whatever, rest your boys for the Champions League final. But unfortunately, the Aston Villa game potentially now means something. Chelsea have to go there and do the business. So, look, 4 games, 4 wins. That's the story of the season right now. And we'll get into specific players later. But that's where I'm at with it.
Can I play 4D chess? Or actually, Abdullahi, you go.
Talk.
So what's going on, man? Why are you?
Firstly, Ramadan Mubarak to every Muslim and brothers and sisters in the whole world, including me.
Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. HH, we're having the same problem under Antonio Conte. I hate this thing is really pissing me off and getting the hell out of me. Player mentality. I keep saying I hate this bullshit. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. The team I don't want to lose to is Arsenal Football Club. They are as loud as a coward. They are as loud. They'll beat the relegation team and shout, "We've won the Champions League!" What the fuck is that, man? I don't like that, man. I don't like that. Nah, I don't like that. I don't. That Tuesday match paid the hell out of me, man. Please, Tuchel, I'm begging you in the name of God. I do never, ever want to see Kazuma. How come you're now American? How come you're now using American slang now?
I'm hungry. I am hungry. I'm hungry. Zuma, please, in your life, remain on that bench or get sold in the summer. I'm done. I am fucking done. No Chelsea fans to come at me and tell me Zuma is our best defender. I don't want to hear that anymore.
Abdullahi, we'll get into specific players later, man.
No, Eddie. I watched that match yesterday. Kepa to Zuma.
Talk about Jorginho.
No.
Talk about Jorginho. Who made the mistake?
I thought we were coming into players later, but okay.
Zuma had Chilwell beside him, and he has Kepa beside him. Do the simple things. Boot the ball out or pass back, or let Kepa do the job. Why are you passing to Jorginho? 4 players already marking that man. You know it, and you're giving him the ball back again, and you're going back like a giraffe. What the fuck is that, man? What's going on with him?
My friend,
get out of my
club. How is Zuma to blame for a guy who was not looking when he was passing?
No. I understand people will be Jorginho, but Zuma is a culprit because from Kepa to Zuma had 3 opportunities. Either I pass back to Kepa or I pass to Chilwell. Chilwell was calling for the ball. Pass me the ball or play the ball to throw in. It's simple.
No. If you receive the ball, look where you're passing and pass the ball to Kepa.
I play football in Africa and I play football in Chicago here. In college, you were taught as a center back. No, you were taught as a center back.
No.
Open your eyes.
I'm not gonna have that. No. I'm like at the end of the day, even if he gives the ball, even if it was a ill-advised pass, this guy, if he put his head up, he would have given the pass to Kepa because he passed the ball towards the goal, assuming that was a mistake. He assumed Kepa was going to be where he wanted to be because he never looked up. If he looked up, Kepa was obviously standing out of the goal, so he would have given the pass to Kepa.
No,
this is all on Jorginho.
I saw it. I was the full match. Ariza Balaga was calling for the ball. Pass me the ball back. Chiwe was beside Zuma. Pass the ball to Chiwe or Bude the ball out. Simple arithmetic. His brain. I play football in Chicago here. In college, our coach will always tell you, pass to your nearest man. If you know you can't pass the ball or it's being marked out, play the ball out. It's simple. Play it out. Don't give your player a problem. Now he's giving Jorginho a problem. Everybody's putting blame on Jorginho. Which have to be on Zuma. Please, in the summer, first signing out of the club, Zuma. Please,
wait. You're putting the same blame on Zuma as Jorginho. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Jorginho is the culprit.
I get that. Answer the question. Ask a very simple question. Are you putting the same blame on Zuma than you are on Jorginho?
No, I'm putting the blame on Jorginho, but who caused it? It's Zuma.
Abdullahi, stop.
I don't care about who caused it. I said, are you putting the same blame on Zuma than you are on Jorginho?
Hold on. Abdullahi, first thing you learn in football is not to mess around with the ball in front of your box. That's the number one thing you learn. Yes, the Zuma pass wasn't the greatest, but what the fuck is Jorginho doing playing no-look passes to a goalkeeper? Knowing it's your second string goalkeeper, y'all haven't played together in a while, and he ain't got the link.
No, Eddie. You see, Eddie, that's too much thought process about. Okay, so so forth. Eddie, you should have just stopped as. Why are you doing a no-look pass?
Yeah, no-look pass in the back. You
don't
do it anyway.
Just stop there.
I get that. I'm not blaming. I'm not saying I'm not going to blame them because Jorginho has a fault in that. But we need to look at context about this. If you look at I watched the match. I watched the full 90 minutes. Kepa to Chiwe to Zuma. Kepa was out of the ball. He was telling Zuma, "Pass me the ball. Let me kick it out." Chiwe was calling for the ball. He was going to cut. Pass the ball to me by my side. Or play the ball to throw in. That's why I keep saying the player man. See, Chelsea fans has the problem of they have a favorite player in that team. I keep saying it. One of the most improved player in Chelsea Football Club when Tuchel took over was Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger will not do that bullshit Zuma do. Same thing with Edouard Mendy.
Can you take care of the spamming in the comments? On my head.
I can say something. There's a difference between Kepa and Mendy. Mendy has this thing that Kepa doesn't have, and I'm not happy as a fan. Mendy has this thing called commanding. If you are doing bullshit, Mendy will tell you, if you pass that ball to me back, I am the goalkeeper. Don't put me on pressure. It does that a lot. I've seen him do that. Ariza Balaga doesn't have that. He doesn't have that commanding factor in him. So I'm gonna blame Jorginho because he's doing a low look pass. Jorginho is a professional who has been playing for so many years. I get that. It doesn't make that kind of mistake. I understand it happens in football, which I'm gonna blame Jorginho for 100%. But I don't want any fan to tell me you're not gonna blame Zuma for that. No, I will blame Zuma. But
my friend, easy. We've not. You see, you just decide just to go waka off this whole topic, my friend. Just focus on this one before we continue to talk about.
I said that.
I never even mentioned this guy. Just they go waka.
I'm saving my bullets. I'm saving my bullets. I have counterpoints, but I'm saving it for the appropriate time.
Yeah, I'm like it.
Yeah,
look
game after.
My friend, use it. What's this guy looking?
Yeah.
Okay, look at this screen we're looking at. Are they making top 4? Yes or no?
Yeah. Like I tell you when you asked me for, I am we'll make top 4 because I trust.
No, why you ranting? Oh my God.
No, Richard. See, I trust in the mentality of the player, like Tony and other guys. But what is paining me in that match is the team I don't want to lose to is Arsenal, and the way we lose is I don't like it. We give them that goal.
Forget the game. Focus on this table.
Focus on table, man.
Pissing me off, man.
We will get there. Guy, don't kill me.
Daniel, please talk. I beg talk.
Daniel, come. Please. Come on, talk.
Okay.
Talk on some,
Top four, if we can stay on topic. Top four. I think after today's result with Manchester United going 1 goal up, Liverpool coming back and winning the way that they did. I mean, I think that has to give Liverpool some confidence that they can get 69, which then puts pressure on Chelsea, as Eddie said. You got to win 2 games to get yourself to 70 and just make sure that it's in your hands. And also, you kind of don't want to let Leicester get to 69 because that takes away, like, at best, against Leicester, draw the game. At best, and just hope, Liverpool do the same. But I think there are too many permutations that have Chelsea qualifying just because of who they play, the points left at the table, the games left.
What if they lose to Leicester and Villa?
Well, if they lose to Leicester and Villa, I would presume that Liverpool win at least 2 of those 3 games.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So 66, 64.
You have to
like
assume they get to 66. No, it was 669.
Yeah, Liverpool get into, well, they should get 69.
Yeah, they should.
See, like that's the point. Like, you can't really put the points in their pocket. Like, but I'm saying, like, the manner of win against United might give them the confidence that you would need to get those 9 points, but outside of that, I can't really just give them the 9 points based on the other 34 games of the season. So I think Chelsea are in a okay position. They caused foolishness yesterday by losing to that particular Arsenal team, which is the worst in our lifetime. So from my purposes, it's more interesting. I'd rather some drama in the last few games than not.
Yeah.
And if I could play 4D chess, if Liverpool were to get 4th and Chelsea 5th, I mean, that gives Chelsea all incentive in the Champions League final. Because if you don't win the game, you're not in the Champions League. So if the worst case scenario is Chelsea are not in the top 4 via this table, there's that one out or, ace in the hole that they have in the Champions League final, and that would mirror 2012 as a bunch of things are seeming to. So
don't use that, man. Please don't.
Again, you gotta play chess.
No. Like that stuff that I saw you.
It could be a backwards night move.
That's just see. That's when people you have too much time on your hands and you're just sad.
Did you see last week's one? Did you see last week's one? The long one that I posted.
No, yeah. I saw the one where I'm like, who does this? It's like, because it's the same thing that people say, oh my gosh, Liverpool have never won at Old Trafford. These crazy theories and so forth, and these parallels, it's nonsense. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is a freaking new day. So you can't talk to me about that stuff, man. So look, so let's address Arsenal. I keep saying this to people and so forth, and no one ever wants to listen. I actually sound like I'm lucky there. I keep saying it. I keep saying to people that never assume. Never assume. The assumption was Liverpool lose to United. The assumption was, oh yeah, after Chelsea beat City, oh yeah, they beat Arsenal. And Chelsea were the better team. Chelsea did put them under pressure. Chelsea did put the ball in the net, but it was offside. Like you go back to that Havertz chance. And there's the thing about Havertz. Havertz is not your goal scorer. He is a guy who can score goals, but he can pass, and he can dribble, and he can facilitate, but he is not your goal scorer. If your striker missed that 1v1, you should be angry, and the striker should be angry. But Havertz isn't the striker. So just don't put him as a striker, but 100%, you can't miss that. I know you're not a striker and everything, but you cannot miss a clear as day 1v1 and you put the ball over the bar. That's insane. And here's the thing. We can look, and I know we can talk about the mistake that Jorginho made, which was completely stupid and dumb. But Chelsea, against one of the worst Arsenal sides I've probably ever seen, you had a long time to get back into the game. And it doesn't bode well for May 29th that you couldn't find a way of putting the ball in the net against an Arsenal. Now, for me, as I said again, this team needs Kante. This team lives and breathes and goes through Kante. And I think, shout out to boy Billy Gilmore, but Billy Gilmore and Jorginho, that's not really the midfield pairing that I really want to see. There was some good stuff. There was some good play. There were some good combinations. But at the end of the day, that's a nasty loss. That is a nasty loss.
I would say the context of the loss is worse than the actual game that we watched. Like, I don't think Chelsea played badly at all.
No. That's what I meant by nasty. Not the game, but how did you manage to lose?
I thought Chelsea played pretty well. I thought they dominated the game. It was just one mistake from Jorginho, and I know Abdullahi wants to go in on Zuma. It's more a consequence of the system than anything that you have a right-sided or a right-footed center back on the left side of a back three. That pass to Chilwell, if the ball is on his right foot, he has to shift the ball to his left and execute that pass with his left foot. Kurt Zouma is not a two-footed ball-playing defender, so his natural inclination is to be on his right foot and make a pass to Jorginho. He completed the pass. It was just the context of Arsenal's pressure meant that Jorginho had to be better, and he wasn't. Shout out to Kepa, by the way. Like, that could have been far more embarrassing than it was. But he scrambled back and got there. So I think we have to look at kind of the limitations in Chelsea's team. There's no left-footed center back who would be ideal on that side of a back three. And obviously you want Silva in the center because he's slower. You want Azpilicueta on the right. Actually, Azpilicueta would be better on the left because he's played left back. That at least makes sense to me. But obviously with Conte, Tuchel would probably just want that continuity of him being on the right. But yeah, Zuma's a limited ball-playing defender. So that he doesn't see a pass to Chilwell or a pass to Gilmore, you can kind of accept it. As long as Zuma's not the one who passes it back to Kepa when he's not in the goal, he's done his job. Like, he got it to the player or one of the players he's supposed to get the ball to.
Who's supposed to be good on the ball.
Exactly. But if your Regista is doing that under pressure, then how good is your Regista really?
Yeah. So I don't want to hear anything about Zuma. Like, Jorginho, that's on you. So make the right pass in that situation.
It's like I'd give like 25% of the blame to Zuma, and I'd give the other 75 to Jorginho. Just like, do better, because it's not like that's all he had. He just played it blind because he just assumed Kepa would be closer to the center, because maybe that's where Mendy has been for the majority of the times he's been playing. But new goalkeeper Eddie brought that point up. So. Yeah, but other than that moment, Chelsea were good. I mean, like the last sequence where Zuma heads the ball, it hits the post, Giroud gets it, fires it off the end of the post. Like, that was very dramatic. I thought there were chances in the game.
But see, Daniel, that's too defeatist.
Say again?
That's too defeatist, because for me, all that matters is that graphic in the top left-hand corner.
Oh, no. Of course.
No. Okay, like, let me ask you. So if, let's say, you were Tuchel and you come off, what do you say to the team? Hey, you were unlucky, you played well, you deserved more? Or do you say, guys, you have to put
forget the game, there's a cup final, probably.
Right.
Tuchel was, if it was the man post match, it was literally ranting. And I as a fan, I agree. I understand what Daniel said in terms of Zuma, but Daniel will play. I've played football. I play as a right back and I play as a defensive midfielder. Completely. I gave the agreement to Jorginho, but no, Zuma is a stupid idiot. He's a defender.
Wow.
Yes. You telling me as a defender you cannot use a double foot? No.
Just yapping.
I'm not giving that excuse. You can't play with a double foot. Wow. Chilwell is beside him, calling for him to give him the ball. Ariza Balaga is out of the foot, telling me, "Coach, pass me the ball, and I will put the ball out." And literally pass to Jorginho. He knows 4 players already going to Jorginho. I get that he's the register. I know. But a goalkeeper is calling for the ball. Pass him back and let him shoot. If Ariza Baleka made that mistake or Zuma made them, we will know, okay, this is where the problem is.
Okay,
But
Abdullahi,
Chilwell is
hold on.
beside him,
Question.
telling me, pass me the ball. Is it
Abdullahi,
dumb enough not to use his two eye to see
My
that?
friend,
Abdullahi, one
somebody is
sec.
somebody ask
beside
you
me.
something, my
Abdullahi,
friend.
question.
Relax.
If he passes to Kepa,
Hey.
what foot is he passing to? Remember the angle is coming from. What foot is he passing to Kepa? Because Kepa has to then control the ball and kick it out, like you're saying.
Kepa doesn't need to control the ball because he saw Kepa. Just give him the ball and he will put the ball out. Simple. Nobody is backing Kepa. No one.
Yo,
Are you sure he would keep the ball out and not
So
pass the ball?
we have hopes like Football Manager list of positions. So I'm curious, Abdullahi, you said that you play football.
I play as a right back and I also play as a defensive midfielder.
So right back in DM is what you play?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just
Central
curious.
midfield only. Then I moved to right back, but central midfield was my main position. So before I come to Eddie, man, let me just hit these ones. So from your boy Latin Lozario, who says, Abdullahi, cheer up, bro. Atletico almost there.
This man
Latin,
will not hear what you see. Martin, I'm gonna win money. This man who's in the channel will not listen. He's been shouting Barcelona from day one.
You owe me money. Yeah. I said again, if Atletico win Abdullahi, you're
banned from thank God, I'm gonna win money from Ugazaga. Ugazaga, brother, I beg, I need that money. My dad don't finish. I beg.
That's it. Don't give this man any money.
Ugazaga, please.
Money. Don't give
if Atletico win on Saturday, we are popping that bottles. Pop that bottles. Please, let's pop that bottles.
What's this guy called? Isis mentioned says Zuma is the black Phil Jones. Just P and P, no brain. You see, why would he make a comment like that? For what reason? Wait, is that where we're now going with this right now? Really? We're going to say that to Zuma right now? Really? Eddie, please talk, man.
Okay, cool. I mean, I hate losing to Arsenal as well, and for reasons you all know I hate Arsenal. But for the first time, their fans didn't chat shit to me yesterday, so I had a pretty good day. But look, the game at some point I wasn't happy with I mean, for the most part, I wasn't happy with the result, obviously. But you look at how Chelsea played good. On another day, if luck is on your side and they have their shooting boots on, they probably win that 4-1, and everyone's here celebrating a slapping of Arsenal. Because they had chances. The Havertz chance, May 29th, Havertz, I dare you. The Havertz chance, Pulisic offside goal. Giroud had a chance which Lord knows what he was thinking about when he took that shot as well. The one he tried to volley. I'm like, bro, what the hell are you doing? You're playing this game. That Giroud chance and a couple of things that happened in the game spoke to number one thing that was a problem yesterday. It was a player mentality. Player mentality was off. Those boys didn't come ready to play the game yesterday. They didn't come ready to play a difficult team. They just thought, you know what, Arsenal are on a low. There's nothing going on there. We'll come there, score 2 goals, get out.
Do you think they were thinking about the Man City win? Back of their heads.
They were thinking more about the Leicester City game than the Man City win. And I say that because you look at and anyone who wants to argue this can go watch the game again. You look at players like your Jorginho and Mason Mounts. They weren't going into 50-50 balls like they always do. They didn't have that intensity about them. It was more, let's get through this game and keep ourselves fit for Leicester City game. They were just going through the motions for most of that game. You look at even Ben Chilwell yesterday or Rich James. But some of these players were just looking like, okay, cool. It's about get through as many minutes as I can play right now. Then worry about the game on Saturday. Even Pulisic as well. Dude was limping for the most part. I thought he was injured. I thought he would come off. So there was some casualness to how most of the Chelsea players approached the game yesterday. There wasn't that normal intensity about it, which is why the loss doesn't pain me or hurt me as much, because it's one of those where, look, at the end of the day, we'll come back to this game if Chelsea don't make top 4 and they lose the Champions League. That's when you come back to games like this. You come back to games like the West Brom game. You come back to games like the Brighton game a couple of weeks ago. So at the moment, it's not something that I think about too much. Yes, it's happened. Arsenal didn't do anything to deserve the win as well. I mean, it was one pretty much on goal.
Smash and grab.
It was a pretty typical Jose Mourinho smash and grab. Yeah, they scored the 1 goal, then they park the airplanes, they packed the buses, they packed the trains, they packed everything they could pack in front of their goal. So credit to Arsenal. They defended well and they did what they had to do with no pressure on them. I kind of expected it. I thought the game was going to be a draw. But look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, it's one where you come back to at the end of the season and go, okay, cool. Where did Chelsea get it wrong if they don't make top 4? And that's why I said 4 games, 4 wins. That's all you need right now. As far as specific players go, look, Jorginho, he's a fault. He's a fault for that goal. I'm sorry. You can also talk about what Kepa is doing so far off his line, but that's a story for another day. We already know Kepa tax. So number one, Jorginho, you shouldn't be doing no look back passes to your goalkeeper. Secondly, Kepa, why the hell are you that far off your line that you can't even recover to make that pass? And I get if Abdullah, look, the Zuma argument, I do get a little bit, but not about the goal. Because for a lot of that game, if you watched it, Zuma was slowing down the Chelsea transition and the Chelsea attack. Every time the ball came to Zuma, it's like he has to take a few extra touches to give the ball off. Now, if you talked about Zuma in the context of the whole game, I would have agreed with Abdullahi, but not in the context of that goal. That goal, I wouldn't put it too much in Zuma. But yeah, Zuma is not a ball-playing defender. That's something that we all know at the moment, and that's yeah.
And also, even speaking of Zuma, obviously we'll get it to the City thing as well. That was a penalty.
Yeah, of course. So I mean,
yes, it was. No, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, look, Zuma is not a ball-playing defender. He's still got that slight moment of error in his game where he's not as composed as it should be. I mean, we've said it before. He's probably the best natural defender in the Chelsea squad, but in certain systems like your Tuchels and your Peps and all that, there are certain qualities that you need that he probably doesn't have, which means he might be out the door this summer. And it's kind of one of those things where I've braced myself for it. But the ball playing aspect was evident yesterday. He wasn't. He was one player who didn't help the Chelsea transition. But the first person, and I think Tuchel said this yesterday, you have to look at Tuchel, number one. Because as a player, if I saw Kepa on a Premier League game and we're about to play, and we still need points. Top 4 is not secure.
Yeah,
right? It's a game we kind of need to win.
What's he thinking of playing?
Why the hell are you putting Kepa number one? That sends a bad message to everyone in the team. Secondly, why the hell did he play the Jorginho Billy Gilmore pivot?
He said this because he said Conte was injured after the Man City match. He has a slight injury that is on the red zone. Mateo Kovacic is out. He does not have a central midfielder. That was the only reason he played Jorginho and Gilmore, because he said he doesn't want to risk Rudiger. I said Rudiger. Okay. N'Golo Kante. He said he has an injury after the match. If you notice, he came out after 60 minutes because he was limping off. So he was on the red zone. Same thing with Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic is out. He said he has no option than to play the both of them. That's
fine. That's fine. But again, Mason Mount was an option. But even if you don't play Mount or you start with those two, clearly Gilmore had the better half in the first half. So why the hell did Jorginho not come off at halftime? Because if you ask me who's more likely to play on Saturday or Sunday, Jorginho is more likely to play than Billy Gilmore. So you take Jorginho out, you pull back Mason Mount and try and win the game there, because
Tuchel isn't stupid though, Eddie. Like, if he takes off Jorginho, it's like he knows it looks as if he's punishing him explicitly for that mistake that led to the goal. And if you do that, it causes questions. So it's more political, forward thinking. Like he's playing chess, not checkers. If I take off Jorginho, people are gonna say it's because of that mistake, and those aren't questions I want to ask. So take off the player who has the lesser standing, who's probably just happy to play 45 minutes in the Premier League, for a player who, listen, I think Have Hope's first point is the more pressing point in the game. Chelsea don't have ballers. There was one player on the pitch who could maybe dribble somebody, and that was Pulisic in the first half. Tuchel saw that, and he was like, all right, fuck it. let's take off Gilmore and let's bring on Callum Hudson-Odoi, and we can bring on more people who can beat players. But Havertz, Abdullahi, I know you love him, but he's not it in terms of players who can beat you.
I take my hell on that. I take my hell. Right away.
Who was the other?
I
Mount?
Mhm.
Mount, functional,
Yeah.
solid
Functional.
player, but he's not beating people. Like, if Arsenal are just going to sit
Daniel,
with
I
a
love
bank
what
of
you said.
six,
I
a
love
bank
what you
of
said.
four,
There isn't a star man. Like, go to him. This is basically there
Daniel,
isn't a
I love
Zola.
what you said about
There isn't a
Mason
Hazard.
because
So
if I talk about Mason, people will come at me and say I'm racist. I watched that Arsenal match. There's some key decision he was making. I was like, Mount, you don't need to shoot. Just pass, because we know you've been playing so many matches. I understand, but just pass because you have been nearest my beside. Just pass because there's some decision. Mount, don't do this. We know you've been the best. You've been the best player in this. I get that. Don't do something stupid. Just pass your ball.
baller perhaps is the wrong word. Dribbler and like a dynamic player. Like, I would have thought Ziyech would have been this player where he gets the ball and
yeah.
you need to create something. Get this player the ball. He dribbles a guy that takes off one defender, and then you can start the play. Chelsea in the first half, it was so dry and
Even Tuchel even said that he made a mistake. Tuchel said
it was
he made a
bad
mistake.
football. So
He admitted the mistake.
and
Tuchel said
if we're honest, are we really surprised by this performance? I mean, the one team who decided to defend well, Chelsea couldn't score. The whole kind of trope, I guess, since Tuchel's been in charge of Chelsea, is defensively solid. They can't finish, but because of the system and the players that fit inside of that system, they have advantages. This was a game where they didn't have those advantages. The players in the system didn't exactly fit. We could talk about Zuma, we could talk about Jorginho, we could talk about Gilmore, we could talk about the striking situation. There wasn't much coming from the wing backs. I would have thought Alonso would have played, but I guess he didn't want to play him again. So if you just look at how the system is working, it's not like Chelsea are playing fantastically great football. They're playing functional football that's getting results, but it's not generating the amount of chances that would beat a team who decides to just sink. You could get tricked into thinking you beat Manchester City. Manchester City are trying to play their own game. There's going to be space. You could get tricked into watching Real Madrid. Real Madrid aren't going to sit back with 11 or 10 guys behind the ball and a goalkeeper. They're there to play their own game because they're Real Madrid. Arsenal, at least this season, they're just like, nah, you guys have the ball. We'll sit back. If you can't break us down, that's fine. That's what it was.
I ask you this then, John, because you bring up a really, really interesting point. If you're Pep, because this is like a nice segue into the Man City win and the whole Tuchel has beaten Pep twice.
Okay, cool.
I mean, if you're Pep and you see this, you say to yourself, do I come up with just something that nobody expects and sit back and counter these dudes? Because obviously these dudes don't have any dribblers. They have no dynamic players who can beat men. So if I sit deep, deny them space, and give that ball to De Bruyne, who is excellent on the counter, these guys are screwed. Because these guys ain't beating a deep block. These guys will hurt you if you give them space. But if you don't give them space...
I mean, in like a football manager sense, like, it could work. But Pep is so stubborn with his philosophy. I don't think he'd want to win being regressive or pragmatic in that way. So, no. But Brendan Rodgers, if we want to talk about the FA Cup final, Vardy,
No. Before we get that, I mean, like, but just stay on this whole Pep and Tuchel thing, because people have made a lot about this whole Tuchel. Because here's my thing. My thing is that these two wins that Tuchel has had, it doesn't matter. FA Cup, they had Dortmund a few days before, and Gundogan and Foden didn't play that game at all, and he started Sterling, who has been implicated this season. The game on the weekend in the Premier League, De Bruyne did not play at all. Foden and Gundogan did not start, and again Sterling played. And if you look at that game, Aguero misses the penalty. That was a penalty on Sterling. Like Zuma, that was a foul. So, but even beyond that,
can you tell me where the foul was?
as he was coming through and everything, his left leg made contact. As he was trying to hold him through and everything, you see his left leg wrap around Sterling, and that was the connection that's really forced him to go through.
He didn't touch him. When
you watch it on the reverse, he did.
No. The only thing that touched him was perhaps his knee into his buttocks. And even Sterling mentioned it. Like, he said he felt a knee in his hamstring. If you look at the replay...
That's the contact.
Yeah, but if you look at the replay, that might be a little bit of contact, but it's not enough to give a penalty.
I've seen them. I've seen penalties being given for less.
Oh, of course, but it's
the rule is any contact.
It wasn't like it's not as if he clipped his legs from behind or if he pushed him over.
But I'm saying that it's the kind of challenge where, like, I've seen those given where I wouldn't give it.
Yeah, but
I've seen those given.
What that means it's not a penalty.
Well,
it's a penalty within the context of how the game is refereed.
If you're going to talk about what you see given, start with the Sterling red card in the 12th minute. He wouldn't be there at the end of the game if he gets red carded at that point. So, look, it's if buts, maybes.
I know. It wasn't given. That's right. Beyond that, forget, because again, let's not do with ifs, buts, and maybes. My thing is that you can't look at these two wins as Tuchel has Pep's number, because Pep simply hasn't played his strongest team. He's never played his strongest hand against Chelsea. So I think we just don't know how May 29th is going to go, and we can't read that from the game, because what that game showed me is De Bruyne, Gundogan, and Foden. Those are three crucial guys for what Pep wants to do. And in the games that Tuchel has played with Pep, three of them have not been on the pitch at the same time. So those are three guys that are really going to now test this defensive thing of Chelsea. And also as well, Stones and Diaz were not the defensive partnership. And Stones and Diaz have been amazing together. Laporte and Diaz are better defenders, but the better partnership. Forget about how you are as an individual. What the key is, the partnership of Diaz and Stones has been the foundation of what have made City so good. So my thing is it Chelsea fans just want to be reactionary, like, oh my gosh, we've won, we're doing amazing, he has a number and so forth. Well, that's because you're bloody stupid. This is football, and it's very complex. 100%, Pep is going to come up with something totally different. I mean, I'm like, how do you read the 2 wins Tuchel has had over your boy?
I listened to what the guy said on Saturday, and I wasn't able to comment because I was having a Siberian microphone, so I understand. I don't understand this notion about no KDB, no Gundogan, no Foden. They come on in the second half. I saw them play in the FA Cup. Kevin De Bruyne starting the FA Cup. Gundogan came in.
Foden and Gundogan
and Phil Foden came on in the second half. Also in the Premier League, KDB did not play, but Gundogan and also Foden came on. So Tuchel is not stupid enough to not understand. Oh, I know KDB, Stone and this. He understands football. I understand Mateta and say no this, but no. Tuchel is not a stupid manager. He understands what he wants to do as a manager. So if I want to talk about no KDB, no Gundogan, no this, we gotta talk about no Silva, no Mason, no so many players in that, no Antonio Rudiger. So you gotta talk about that. Just at the core, no Edward Mendy. So you gotta talk about that too. If I want to talk about that. So I don't understand the notion about no KDB, no Gundogan, no Stones, no this. No, when you talk about that, you gotta talk about it.
But do you understand the points I'm making? The points I'm making is you can't say, oh, we cannot beat City now. They now has a number when you've not had City's strongest team.
Yeah, Man City doesn't even play Chelsea's strongest team yet. So what are you saying? Yes.
But my point still stands. My point still stands that you would be foolish to think that, oh, because you've won these two games, Chelsea now have a 1 over Man City. When, as I said again, the FA Cup game, this was just a few days after. This was just a few days after the Dortmund game.
Mm-hmm.
And then this game right now, De Bruyne did not play at all. So I can't judge anything when guys were obviously tired after they played the Champions League game a few days before. I can't judge guys where arguably your best player wasn't playing. So forget about the guys that Chelsea did not have. I think we can all agree that De Bruyne is the best player if you combine both teams. Well, him and Kante. But De Bruyne would be amongst the best players if you combine both Chelsea and Man City. So that is a huge guy that is missing. And the FA Cup game, I'm sorry, they played Dortmund a few days before, and they obviously didn't care about that FA Cup game. Hence, that's why they played so sluggishly. So,
okay, you won't say they don't care because Pep Guardiola doesn't care about. You see, he cares about FA Cup and Carabao Cup. He will play strongest team against any team. So that's Pep. He wants to win. He's not a stupid manager. He has been doing it for a very long time. Man City.
So why didn't he start Foden and Gundogan?
He decided to say because I believe I have a more important match on Tuesday. I gotta get my star player. And he brought them in. When I want to chase the game, he brought them in. The same thing for the Premier League too. It was at home. It didn't play good. It didn't play fearful. Let me rotate a little bit. Yeah. So this is what we need to understand. I keep asking Man City fans: will Pep play back three against Chelsea on the 29th, or will he stick to a back four? Because now Tuchel has got him on the that now I want to see how you want to react to him now, because we know Chelsea can adapt with a back three. Pep Guardiola team cannot play back three. They are used to back four. That's where we want to see how good of a manager is Pep Guardiola himself. Because now he's been successful with a back four. Let's see how we're gonna go with the back three. Because the notion is everybody say KDB, Gundogan, and I get that. But how does it set up with Chelsea playing the back three? Because you cannot play John Stones and this with the back three. It won't work. It will not work. So that's why I want to see how Pep Guardiola is gonna react on that match. Because after the first match, I was like, now I figure out how to play Chelsea, and they asked Chelsea was just like he said, it's too early for me to decide who's gonna play. I'm not gonna put them a lineup out here. But he said it. Remembered, I did not play my strongest 11 against him. It's gonna be a big fight.
Let me bring in your boy Eddie, man. Eddie, talk to me.
I think I said it last week on the hangout after the Chelsea Madrid game, and someone was talking about how the Chelsea Man City game on Saturday was an important game for the 29th. And my response was, stop it. Like, what the hell are you talking about? There's nothing to get from that game. Tuchel and Pep are two of the smartest guys in the game. There are things they're gonna hide. They'll show you some things and they'll hide some things in terms of how their teams are gonna play. And that's what you saw. Pep put in 4 wingers or something and playing 2 of his wingers in 8s. That's him trying something that you might see in the final. Yeah, he's experimenting things that he might try in the final, but you might not see. So it was also an experimental game for Tuchel to see, okay, how do we combat certain things that Pep does? And where can we find some joy in this City attack? So in this City setup. So look, it's one of those where you take the 3 points and you go with it, but there's not too much to take from that in terms of the 29th. As far as the 29th goes, look, Pep, I mean, and we'll get to it as it comes closer. Pep should not want to do something funny. That's the thing, because he's the one because Tuchel's coming with 3 at the back. Tuchel's coming with a 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, and the Chelsea team at this point, for the most part, basically picks itself up until the attack. You can basically pick the Chelsea setup for that final. So it all depends on what Pep does in the final. So yes, I don't see that Chelsea haven't played Man City's best team. Obviously, they haven't, and Man City haven't played Chelsea's best. But it's more of what tactics is Pep going to employ? What tactics is he going to bring? What changes is he going to try and do? I think Daniel was a little into this before. They'll sit back in the final and give Chelsea all the ball and play his quicker players like your Kyle Walkers, like your Raheem Sterlings and all that kind of stuff, and say, okay, cool, we'll hit Chelsea on the counter. Or does he play how it's played all season and will be solid at the back, but at the same time still play our expansive football? So there's a lot that goes into thinking about the final, which we can't do yet because obviously we've got Chelsea, we've got the Leicester City game, which is why I think even Pep, even Tuchel said it. He said maybe the guys had my mind on Sunday's game. So Chelsea can't have their minds on the 29th game. But as far as last weekend goes, look, it was a last-minute win, people. If Chelsea don't score last minute, that game's a draw. So I don't get all these carrying on with Chelsea fans about, oh, yeah, we'll beat Man City 2 in a row. Tuchel's got Pep's number. And no, nothing of that. The 2 games that Tuchel's won. Yeah, they're good wins for Chelsea. They help Chelsea so far this season, but at the same time, they don't mean shit when it comes to the 29th. The 29th is going to be a different ballgame entirely. And Chelsea winning or losing will depend on variable factors that has nothing to do with the last two games, in my opinion. So that's just where I'm at with it.
Mr. Esquire.
Please chill with that.
Wait, what? Well,
It's just I don't like it.
yeah, I didn't do anything.
I think Eddie said all I was gonna say, so we can kind of just move on.
Well, okay, we will move on. Okay, before
If I think of something, which I probably will, we can come back. But he kind of took the points out of my head. So
from Mr. Natsa, who says Chelsea fans think Jorginho is better than Rodri. Agree? Natsa, you're dealing with complicated Chelsea fans who actually have a brain and function well. So maybe real Chelsea fans think so, but these real hardcore Chelsea fans are a bunch of morons who think that Jorginho is this ever-world player. I think that all Chelsea players are amazing, but I think I can assure you on this show, nobody thinks Jorginho is better than Rodri. You know, Jorginho is a sister merchant. From iTest Merchant, Chelsea linked with Verratti and Tchouameni register. Look.
What? Oh, Tchouameni. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's to the Monaco guy.
Look,
Tchouameni
look,
and
look,
Paris Saint-Germain.
Marco.
No, I like Verratti, but come on, Verratti and Kante.
You have started. Don't start this Marco stuff. You shoot. Mute your mic.
No, Verratti and Kante. Verratti and Kante is not a midfielder I'll sign up for, to be honest. But
from Isis Match again says, is no one giving Arteta praise? Good pressing organization. No, sorry, he deserves no praise. No.
Are you?
No.
Wait, who's this? Don't let me get started with Arsenal fans again, please.
You need to test your eyes. You need to test your eyes, my friend. Test les yeux. And friend from Yes' side who says that, who is a United fan, Yes said, I blame you. Said, I blame you and your bum-ass trash team for why Chelsea are in this position. You had one freaking job to do, and you decided to concede 4 goals against Liverpool. Yes said, I blame your trash-ass team and that trash-ass Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I had a bad feeling about today's game. Oh, did you? Why didn't you tell me? And that result against Arsenal did something to the universe. Now, Chelsea have it all to do. Yes, yeah. Thanks a lot for messing things up. Thanks a lot for screwing things over, man. The FA Cup semi-final, man.
Final.
Final. My brain is just, I have short-term memory loss.
I understand. Continue.
Final. FA Cup final. Here's the thing. I don't care about the FA Cup, but a trophy is a trophy. I know that may rub some English people the wrong way, because apparently this is the oldest competition of all time. I could give a crap how old the competition is, because back when the competition was going through, they probably called me a nigger, poach monkey, and tried to lynch me when the FA Cup was first created. So therefore, I don't really care about that, about its history. But a trophy is a trophy, and I expect Chelsea to win. Keyword: expect Chelsea to win. But you've now seen that this has been a crazy year. This has been a crazy season where surprise upon surprise has happened. And it's a funny thing. I think I was doing a live stream with Red Devil Studio, and he said something interesting. This is why this is probably the into this top topic. If you're Leicester City, are you more focused on those 2 Premier League games or this FA Cup game? Because what is of more value to you? Getting into a top 4 and the cash that comes with it, or winning the FA Cup for the first time? I truly believe that for Leicester City, their focus, mentally, psychologically, would be, because we've worked so hard. It would be horrible if we mess it up. Specifically with Liverpool winning, it would be horrible if we mess it up. But my thing is that once you're in a final, it's a final. Nobody ever doesn't take a final fully seriously because it's a final. It's a final. Okay, it's a semi, it's a quarter, but when you're there, guys, we're here. It's just one game. In one game, and we have a trophy to put in the freaking cabinets. So we come first to Eddie with this, man. I mean, do you think that Arsenal loss affects Chelsea coming into this game? And do you think Leicester City will have a mind on the 2 EPL games, or do you think they'll be fully focused on trying to win this FA Cup game? And how do you see things going based on both teams?
The Arsenal loss doesn't do shit to the Chelsea team. Let's be honest. Like I said, Tuchel will go in there and get his troops ready for the game on Sunday and the remaining games left in the season. The Arsenal game was a blip, similar to. I kind of put it in the same bracket, although they're not the same as the West Brom game. The West Brom 5-2 was a freak game that you probably never see again. That Arsenal game, if you probably play another 90 minutes of that game on the same day, Chelsea probably smack Arsenal 4-0. So, there are games like that happen. So the Arsenal game doesn't affect, how Chelsea approaches game. But then bringing it to how do both teams set up? I think Leicester would want to go for it because winning a trophy for a club like Leicester will be more important than securing top 4 and that's what I feel. Because if you look at how teams define a successful season, it's trophies. What did you win? So if Leicester City finish second in the FA Cup and finish up 4th this season, they're not winning the Champions League next season. Yeah, the money's cool, but that's all you get. Like, it means nothing for them.
But Eddie, if let's say they win the FA Cup and end up 5th, would that be a success or a failure of a season?
Success. A success.
After all that work you did, cool, you won the trophy for the first time, but you ended up 5th.
I mean, look at the teams that will finish top 4. They're all better than Leicester City.
I hate when people use that argument because at the end of the day, when you're there, you're there.
Yeah,
because that's a defeatist attitude to say, oh well, we were not supposed to be here. Well, we are actually sort of playing above our means. We are overachieving. It's a wrong mentality to have. The fact that you're already here, you should finish this up and get it done.
HH, would you rather win a trophy and still play in the European comp next season, be it the B comp, than lose right now and you're not sure when you're going to win again and go play Champions League next season?
Eddie,
think of it in the context of a club like Leicester City, who don't get finals like this come often enough. They're not a Chelsea who can play the B team on Sunday and say, okay, we'll chase top 4.
Footballing points of view, you want to win this trophy. Financial points of view, Champions League.
Exactly. Well, from a footballing point of view, Rodgers and the boys want to win on Sunday because, let's be honest, some of these guys might not even be here next season. So some of them probably don't care. Well, probably don't care is not probably the right word to use, but you get what I mean in the sense that they might be playing in clubs playing in the Champions League next year anyways. So it's like, let me win this now and have it on my record that, look, I was able to help Leicester City win their first trophy since the Premier League and their first FA Cup or domestic cup in God knows how long. So if I'm Leicester City, I'm going for it. If I'm Chelsea have a squad where even with they don't need the full. Well, to be honest, what is the best Chelsea team right now, and what can they do? They don't need the best 11 per se to win the game. But Leicester City will need to put out the best team. I think they have some injury issues as well to worry about. But if I'm Leicester City, I go for it. And then depending on what I mean, at the end of the day, there's only 3 games left in the season, right? You can play the same squad for all three games and have minimal rotation. Just say, look, we need one last push for the rest of the season. Give us 3 games and you're done. You can go rest up. So it's still there for Leicester City if they want it. They don't need to throw away the game because they want to save top 4. They can still go for this game and still chase top 4 at the same time. So, look, Chelsea are favorites. Chelsea should win this game. But Leicester City should give Chelsea a good game and go for it.
If you're to give a score.
2-1 Chelsea.
That's the one I was going with. Blue Studio.
I don't care if it is Team B, Team A, Team C, Team D, Team F. Just win the goddamn trophy. I don't care. I don't care if you don't get that trophy. I just want to win something, please. I don't care. Do you know the starting age of Chelsea Football Club? Mason 22, Kai 21, Timo 25. Those players are young, and Chelsea is built with winning mentality, winning trophy, big trophies, and big trophy. And you're gonna tell me they were gonna chase top 4 and not win trophy? Chelsea Football Club is not, ever since I've been supporting Chelsea since 2003. That's the mentality as a team. I'm sorry, that's not the mentality. I don't care. I don't care whatever trophy it is, as long as my team is there, I am winning it. That is the Roman Abramovich core, and that is the DNA of Roman. That is the DNA of that Chelsea Football Club. I don't care, no matter final it is, I want to win. I don't care if you want to put Team A, Team B, Team C, Team F, Team anyone you want to put it. I don't care. As long as I am in the final, I want to win that trophy. That is Roman Abramovich DNA, and I'm sure Tuchel will tell them that is the DNA of Chelsea Football Club. We want to win that trophy. That's it. That is it. That is it.
Daniel Tillock.
To the debate about which one would you rather have, I suppose, is the framing of that question.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm like, what was your score?
I hate predicting I hate to predict for Chelsea stuff. I hate it. I don't like it.
Give me a score.
I can see it go either way. If it's 2 things, like what I'm hearing, I think we'll go. Chelsea will play the strongest lineup against Leicester City in the FA Cup because it's a final. I'm guessing. Rudiger, Silva, Aspi, maybe Reece James, Conte,
give a score.
or something. I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm guessing. If we play our strongest lineup,
I never asked for the lineup.
Yeah, just
I
give
asked
a
for the
score.
score.
Yeah,
Where
I'm
did the
saying
lineup come from?
2 things. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea.
Okay, thank you, Daniel.
All right. Can I get score? Can I get rid of the score line first? Wow, it's actually tough.
Yeah, this was a tough one, man.
I mean, I think Chelsea will win, but the score, I mean, it could be 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. I don't know. Hopefully it's a fun game. So let's go 3-2. It won't be that because it won't be that because it's a final. So it'll be more likely, and I probably jinxed it. So it'll be 1-0. It'll be the worst game ever. 0-0
really
penalties and stuff like that. But
you really trust his attack to score 3?
Come on, man. I don't.
Wait, 3
I
goals
don't
for
care.
Chelsea.
Like if they win, they
goals
win.
for
If they lose, they lose. But 3-2, that'd be a fun game. So, but I know it's gonna be 1-0 Chelsea or something like that. Some penalty in the 5th minute or something like that, and then it's just a boring game from there on out. But as to the point about Champions League or FA Cup,
Actually,
from the player's perspective,
I'm actually seeing a bit of Joe Biden in you, actually. But continue.
What the fuck? Where did that come from?
from
Just talk.
no, because like if you didn't know where that comes from, then you'd be like, "What?" But I understand what you mean. All right, so and I'm bald, Anyway, I just need the hat, but I'm not rich, so I don't have his kind of hats. All right, to the point. And I've tried to say this like 3 times now, so if you guys would just let me land it. To the point about would you rather win the FA Cup or the Champions League? From the player perspective, give me the silverware. Because there's nothing you can show your grandkids that I made the Champions League in 2011 or 2021, 2022. Here you go, grandkids. But like, you know, FA Cup medal is something that you get to keep. So if I'm Kelechi Iheanacho and you give me the choice, like Champions League or
FA Cup.
FA Cup, give me the FA Cup, right? From the club perspective, from the Rodgers perspective, even perhaps.
Yep.
You mean to tell me, like, the FA Cup is great, but the money that comes with the Champions League, just the 6 games that you get in the group stage, and Leicester's probably good enough, especially with the investment that they'll get to get into the round of 16, depending on the draw, obviously. So they can avoid, like, one of those groups of death. That's a lot of cash that comes into a club that probably doesn't have the same, not even probably, that doesn't have the same global branding as, you know, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, United, Spurs, Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. They've probably been hit pretty badly by the COVID thing. So the idea of not just playing Europa, but Champions League and the television money and sponsorships that come with that, I don't think you would trade that for an FA Cup. I think what Leicester were able to do when they won the league is probably enough, considering people don't even respect the FA Cup like they used to do, or like they used to. We won a Premier League, and it's a trophy, but you could couch it in we've won the Premier League. Okay. Yeah, the FA Cup is cool, and it would help this season be memorable. You know, you get a parade in Leicester if, you know, they're letting people out in the streets there. I'm not sure, but that'd be great. But again, from that club perspective, from a manager perspective, I think you want to test yourself, especially, or if I'm speaking from Rodgers' perspective, you want to test yourself against the best, and that's the Champions League. From a club perspective, you want the cash. From a player's perspective, like I said, I would lean more towards it's a final. Let's go win the final, and then we can worry about whatever happens subsequently. But look, that's the answer for that.
A simple case would be to look at Tottenham. I mean, all these years thrown away cup competitions and all that stuff because they wanted to compete in the Champions League and all that stuff.
They made a final, Eddie.
Yeah, but look where they are now. They didn't win nothing. What do you remember from the last couple of years from Tottenham?
Well, no, I'm saying if throwing away League Cup after FA Cup and challenging for Premier, or if throwing away Club Cup, what am I trying to say? If throwing away domestic competitions makes you do better in the league, and doing better in the league gets you in the Champions League, and you're so good in the Champions League that you somehow get your way to a Champions League final, is the opportunity to win a Champions League. Obviously, they lost the final, so we know the answer. But is getting to that place worth sacrificing perhaps 1 or 2 domestic trophies? I think the opportunity to win is worth that.
Yeah.
Just the chance to be in a Champions League final. People are happy, like Chelsea in the Champions League. Like the realistic thing is you're probably not going to beat Manchester City, but just being in the final validates a lot of the decisions that were made before, which is ultimately probably a bad thing. Imagine if Marina Granovskaya wins the Champions League. That validates everything that she's ever done, mistakes included. You know, buying Kepa is not that bad of a deal. She was the person who won Chelsea a Champions League. Like, it can be looked at that way. Like, all of your mistakes kind of go to the wayside if you win. They're more magnified if you lose because you did all that, and the one opportunity you get, you didn't make it. But again, if you're Daniel Levy, that opportunity to win a Champions League for Spurs, Half Hope already says, I don't care how old this FA Cup is. I'd wash my ass with it. Like, I don't care about it.
Easy, Daniel. Relax.
That's what you said. You said they were
I would wash my ass.
That is
slurs.
Danny, that is itchy.
But the problem with Church is not. He said he's been supporting Chelsea since 1990. I don't know. 1880 something. I don't know. Chelsea DNA.
Abdullah, relax. I'm not
Chelsea
relax.
DNA.
I'm not
Ever since Roman, even before Roman took over,
heck?
the DNA is to win. They don't care about any cup as long as it's a final. Roman is a winner. That's what the Church doesn't know. Roman wants to. He doesn't care about any trophy.
But
as long as my club is in the final, I want to win it.
No, I understand the Chelsea perspective, but Half Hope's framing was if you're Leicester. So we're looking at it from the Leicester perspective.
Yeah, if you're Leicester.
So from the Leicester perspective, I think they'd rather have Champions League than win that trophy. But we're not Leicester fans. So I would love to know what a Leicester fan
we do no. Okay. When you say Leicester, are you saying who wants that? The fans or the players? Because here's my thing, and this is why I said
but like the business, which means the ownership, the chairman, the people on the board. If you ask them honestly, see, they couldn't say this out loud. We'd rather get money than win a trophy. You can't say that out loud.
Yeah.
But that's what they actually would want.
But the fans,
the fans, the players, like, give us the trophy because the trophy is a validated.
Exactly.
It's validatory, you know. which is Eddie's point.
This guy, I think wants to be famous. Roy D.
Look.
Can you go through the comments and look at what he's been
right? Please, can we do
like racist stuff or something?
No. Apparently, I still think Conte is better than Kovacic. I don't know football. Abdullah is a villager.
All right, let's put him in.
Well, DC. I don't want to talk. Like, I've been very gentle for a very long time. Don't come at me, I beg.
Okay, so from Mr. Melinko Savage says, we all thought Ole had a master plan. Turns out he's shit. Look, as I said again, United could have effectively screwed over Chelsea and Leicester, and it's going to be. And look, as Daniel says, Daniel, of course, is a fan of the drama and the suspense. It makes things much more exciting. Because right now it's like, oh Lord,
we're here for content, guys. We're not here for Chelsea to win. We want them to like struggle.
Daniel, speak for yourself. Oh, remember, you are snobbish. Okay, I've been reading the comments. Apparently, you're a rich snob.
Rich?
Somebody. Yeah, we've seen your mansion. And the woman.
I missed that part.
Wow, Daniel.
Again,
wow, Daniel, you rich? Give
some money.
Give some money to
These are silk.
Wait, let me land. Let me talk this thing, man. From Milinko Savage again, who says, I think Tuchel heard about Tammy's juju on Timo.
Tammy, look, Tammy's gone.
How many times are we going to talk about Tammy?
People need to realize this. The fact that Tammy does not make the B squad, he does not make the heavily rotated squads, should tell you that this guy is gone. He's going to be on loan next season.
In the summer,
he's going to be sold.
Gone.
Yeah, no, he's gone. I already don't know. He's gone.
So, forget him, man.
Can you do me a favor, Hefo?
Yo.
Can you go to Wikipedia? And can you type in, or just do this on Google, Chelsea 2011, or is it 2011? Yeah, 2011. What am I saying?
2011,
I'm in the past decade for some stupid reason. Chelsea 2021, Chelsea 2021. Go to that Wikipedia page.
Wait, and Chelsea 2021.
Yeah, I'm yawning. I'm sleep. As soon as we end this, I'm going to sleep. So. Brain's tired.
Okay, so is it 2020-21 season?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so 2020-21.
Yep.
Okay, and what?
Can you just share that Wikipedia page with peeps?
I can do that, dear sire.
Because I'm curious about one thing, so we might as well learn this together.
Okay.
So, can you scroll down?
Odd.
Keep going. Or
these are the things so I can get that quick.
Keep going. Statistics, goal scores. How shit is Tammy really? How many appearances has this guy had to get those 12 goals in all those competitions. Meanwhile, Timo Werner has been given every chance under the sun, and he's level with Tammy Abraham. I'm confused by this. Now, Timo Werner being trash doesn't mean that Tammy Abraham is good. They can be both bad. That possibility is very real. However, for Abraham and Giroud to be there and Werner to only be there, given how we know how the season is gone.
Wait. Are you saying that there's not a player in double digits this season in the Premier League?
No.
The highest goal scorer is 6.
That's the first thing I noticed. Jorginho is amongst the highest goal scorer in the Premier League.
And that's penalties.
Oh my God.
Scroll down to Jorginho.
6.
He's got 6 in the Premier League.
Now, I know people are like, you want goals from everywhere. Zuma has 5 in the league. Think about that. Think about it.
That is
5. And they're all corners.
It's mad. It's mad.
Listen, this is the issue. This is the problem.
Yeah.
What is this?
I mean, we've known this for the whole season. I don't know why it's a surprise to you guys.
No.
Having this visual is key.
This is why I needed the Google search.
Something I've been saying is Chelsea need a goal scorer. When you guys were wanting Hazard last week wanting all this dribble, Chelsea need a goal scorer. We don't have a double-digit goal scorer in the league. No one's got 20 goals this season. That's what Chelsea need.
Eddie, Abraham hasn't been given the chances. He would be there. He would be in double digits if you gave him the game time. Those 6 goals are probably in how many minutes do you think? 500, 600, 700?
Okay, yeah, that's where.
If it's given chances,
don't you dare tell me that Abraham is worse than Werner. Don't you dare.
I disagree. I disagree a little bit to what Daniel says. If it's given chances, it's gonna no.
Abdullahi might have missed my original point. What I'm saying, just because Werner is bad does not mean Abraham is good. They can both be bad together.
Yeah, exactly.
I think exactly.
The levels of trashness must be graded. Mm-hmm. So we could all fail a test. So look, we could all take a test, right? And it's an engineering test. I would get a 0. Half Hope might get a 5. Eddie might get a 50. Abdullahi might get a 60. We all failed, but I'm stupider or dumber than Abdullahi because of the grades that we got. That's what this is. Like Werner is me. He's the 0. And Tammy might be a 30 or 40. But because he's not getting the minutes, they're both on 12. They're both on 6. But we know who's had more time, who's missed more chances. So if Abraham was given the same opportunities that Werner got,
Daniel, I've said this a couple of weeks ago.
No. We agree.
Yeah, but the reason why Tammy hasn't been given the chances has nothing to do with the fact that whether Timo Werner is better or not. It's politics. Tammy's not going to sign a deal because Chelsea aren't going to give him 180 a week and whatnot. And Chelsea want to sign another striker. And Timo is the guy you spend 40 million on. So I can get 25 million for Tammy or 30, keep Timo and go buy another striker. Simple. Tuchel knows that. The board knows that. That's why Tammy's not playing this season.
You can't have...
The only people I argue with about Tammy are those who think Tammy is the answer because Timo is not performing. No, he's not. He'll come in and do his part, but still, he's not the answer.
Because again, he could
Tammy
do better,
is the best solution,
but that's not the answer.
Actually,
no.
Giroud is the best solution.
No. Basically, Eddie put it right. It's like Tammy.
Keep in mind,
I believe would be better. For me, I believe Tammy would be better than Werner, 100%. But Tammy is not the answer for Chelsea. Chelsea need a definitive finisher striker that clearly doesn't exist.
Now I know I know me and Lampard probably agree on this, and it makes me feel a little bit queasy. But if Tammy was given the time, again, going to this point, you guys don't think he could develop into a better player or at least a serviceable Premier League striker?
He could. I agree with
but
you.
not in
He
Chelsea.
could. But that's not how Chelsea operate.
I know, but
Chelsea don't give you time.
Chelsea don't give you time, man.
But given the solutions that are in the current team, why not give him the time? This has been my whole thing.
Daniel. Tammy Abraham has been given chances this year, and
no.
You want me to give him?
Can we keep in mind that
Abdullahi,
Also,
Abraham has not been afforded the chances that Mavena has been.
I know, yes, I
Again,
know.
it comes down to this. Abraham's not going to sign a contract
yeah,
that's
it's
not
politics.
getting him paid like the top guy in the squad. Think about the people that earn 180 a week. These are the guys who are banging 20, 25 goals for fun in their clubs. And Tammy Abraham is going, look, you're paid nothing for me, so you guys should give me all that money that you didn't spend in the transfer window. But Chelsea are going, we can get someone better, give them maybe 20K or 25K extra, and sell you for 30. That's what's happening here.
Can I bring up a slight point that 4 of those goals from Giroud came in one game against Sevilla.
Sevilla beat.
Like their C team, because they had Madrid on the weekend. So it's even worse than this.
No. Well, it says Premier. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah.
The 11.
The 11 is the total.
50% of that comes in the 6, and 4 of those 6 are in one game. So shout out to Giroud, but
no.
Danny, I understand your point in terms of Tammy Abraham. Like I said,
I'm not saying he's the solution, Abdullahi. I'm not saying he's the answer. Like, obviously, Chelsea need to invest in a striker, but for this season,
Tammy, yeah,
him not playing because of the politics that Eddie mentions is a disgrace, and you'd have far more points. I think, like, there wouldn't be a battle between.
I completely agree, but
yeah.
Can we also agree that when Tammy has been given under Tuchel, he has not performed to the level we expect him to perform?
Well, I mean, if you play him once every 500 minutes, I don't expect you to be good.
Under Lampard, you remember he was given chances, he was scoring good, and later he dipped in, then later he became class A, became Siberia.
That's every young player though.
How old is Tammy? 22, 23?
He's 23.
He's 22?
23.
23?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Yeah, Abraham is 23. I'm sure he is 23.
That's still young though.
It's 23, yeah.
He's 23.
So a 23, like, you're willing to throw away 23-year-old?
Yeah, because at the moment Chelsea already placed him on the transfer for like 40 million. I was like, 40 million? They don't, because this is Daniel, this is the problem with Tammy. I don't want to talk too much about it because I've been saying it for a very long time. Tammy is a very good goal scorer, but Tammy lacks something. It's called positioning and awareness in the striker. He doesn't have it. Tammy is one of the laziest strikers I've ever seen in my life. Because we abuse with James, we abuse Ben Chilwell not giving chances, not giving good crosses. But those wing back give him crosses, but Tammy doesn't know every time he's gone. He just stood like a giraffe or like a stamp. And it's very tough. Tammy is 60 or 6'4". So why are you using your height as a 60 or 6'4", not doing anything on it? I can't even explain it as a striker. He's getting to that position, but he's breaking it as a striker. I don't know what's going on with him. But maybe if he goes to like West Ham, Wolverhampton Wanderers, he will score those goals because the expectation there is not like Chelsea is an expectation very big. You have to perform. The reason once you wear that number 9 jersey, you gotta perform. That's the change level. If you don't perform, you're getting sold out.
Would you guys loan him or would you sell him?
At this moment, Chelsea wants to sell him out 40 million.
No. What Chelsea
I will loan him.
Is irrelevant.
You know why I won't loan him again? Because he has get so many loans, and under those loans he has performed. Let's just sell him out and get money from him and buy a better striker. I agree in terms of selling him because I believe at some point it may come to cost us because if you go to another Premier League club, it will perform. Like of Wolves, like of West Ham, like of Newcastle, it will go there and perform. Tammy is a very good goal scorer.
My thing is, for me, don't sell him. There is the potential of something here, and if let's say he could look at what Lingard has done for West Ham now. Although Lingard is different because I don't think there's any space for Lingard to fit into the United team. And also Lingard, I think, is a bit more older. So it's like, that doesn't work. Lingard should just stay at West Ham.
28, 29, I think.
Yeah. So if
maybe 27.
Tammy now goes to West Ham.
26.
And so if he goes to West Ham, you are the first choice striker. You are playing pretty much all games right now.
Yeah.
And they get an experience. And let's say he just hits 20, 25 goals. Boom. Because Lukaku was hardly given the time. He moved over here and everything, was given the time. And look, he's one of the best strikers in the world. So my thing is, because here's the thing. Nothing is ever a guarantee.
Yeah.
What if Chelsea get Haaland and he's a flop? What if Chelsea gets whoever, and it just doesn't work out. Then you're like, man, yeah, we still have that Tammy guy. Let him come back. He knows these players. He knows how the team works. He knows what these midfielders do. He knows the kind of pass that they do. Maybe him now improving his football for the fundamentals and so forth. He can come in and say, "What's up, man?" So,
H, I love your analogy, but you have to think about who's running Chelsea at the moment, and that's Mourinho. She wants her money, bro. Tammy has 2 years left in his contract.
That's what I was going to say.
What does loaning him for 1 year do for you? It depreciates his value in the transfer market. Even if he goes and has a world-class season,
he would have to sign a contract.
He would have to sign a contract, and God forbid he goes to West Ham next season on loan and scores 30 goals. He's no longer asking for 180, especially if Timo Werner still can't score 20 goals a season. He's asking for 250.
But if he scores that amount of goals, you'd want to give it to him.
But
right?
You'd be hesitant to give it to him.
Eddie, if he scores 25 goals and like 35 in all comps, you wouldn't be like, all right, you can take your 2K or 200K.
It could be a one-season wonder, and that does work
exactly
for West Ham.
You've got to look at where he's playing. He's playing in West Ham.
So he has to do it over how many seasons in order to be worth 200K?
Well, at least 2 or 3 seasons.
So 2 seasons.
Like, you have to be consistent with it.
2 or 3 seasons is what you need for 200K. So how many seasons did Werner do this for?
But Daniel, we get that it's politics. It's politics. Like people bought into the.
So Tammy Abraham was some German guy who scored. 20 goals a season in Leipzig.
Guys.
Well, yeah.
Timo Werner was hyped up. No, because
Timo Werner's been hyped up for a couple of years.
Yeah, Chelsea got Werner because they bought into the whole hype because he was talked about. Oh, Werner,
Can we go to Bible school quickly? Do you remember when Jesus went to Nazareth and he tried to do miracles and people were telling him, you're Jesus, you're Mary's son, we know you. And then Jesus went to his disciples and said, a prophet can't do miracles in his hometown. Generally, that's how Chelsea fans treat academy players, or that's how the club treat academy players. You can't do miracles because we know you. And that's why it's been so hard up until Mason Mount for somebody to break through since John Terry, because your political standing is so low for a club that has the ability to buy 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 million pound players, that what's the point of this academy guy? So that Mason Mount has got the chance. It's why people like Lampard, because he gives people the option. But they're so well known and they have no political standing because they weren't bought for huge prices, that even though Abraham right now is a better option than Werner, Werner gets to play. Even though Lukaku was a better option than Fernando Torres cost 50 million, so he has to play. So send him on loan to West Brom, then again to Everton. And at least Lukaku had a transfer fee. Tammy's free in that sense. So it's really annoying, the politics of football, at least at Chelsea. I mean, I'm sure some other clubs would actually just do it right. But
before I take the jobs, it's for me,
Jesus
whenever
was black,
I see,
by the way.
whenever I see Werner miss and so forth, and the camera pans to Tammy on the bench, I'm always like,
he's not even on the bench. He's on Instagram.
But the times when he's on the bench,
he's at home, bruv. He's out there putting on the story. Come on, boys.
But the times when he's on the bench, I'm like, imagine what is going through his mind, because it's like a sports thing. So that this guy is missing chance after chance after chance. I'm not even getting a sniff. You must be like, this is just.
Did you see Werner on the bench?
My face. Yeah, Werner on the bench.
Werner on the bench making faces at Giroud. How dare you? How dare you? We haven't seen your work
because you scored a header from a yard out. You know,
he was on the bench
the cheek. The cheek.
I could have done better than that. I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Foolish man. Stay in the academy. The cheek. squeezing your
But
your face.
again, as much as we want to blame the club as well, I think agents as well play a part in where we're at, because I'm pretty sure the club don't have a problem giving Tammy 100k or 120k, but the fact that he is adamant on getting that 180 or whatever the price is, that's where the issues come about. And it's like, okay, cool. You're the one to budge. You know, Marina doesn't budge. She negotiates and brings the price down. Well, guess what? We don't play you for the rest of the season. We'll kill your value, because even if he goes to West Ham, he's not getting the money he wants. So agents as well have a part to play in, you know, in how this player is done. Because remember Dominic Solanke as well. I think he had a similar issue with Chelsea. Ended up at Liverpool, and now he's playing in the Championship with Bournemouth or something like that. So these agents are killing young players as well.
Was it Rudiger who had the chance to sign a new deal last summer, and they would have sent him on loan, but he didn't sign the contract? And I think he might be in the last year of his deal or 18 months left.
What are you guys talking about?
Rudiger has 15 months left, I think.
No, I think he has 2 more years on his, and one more years on his contract. But I think the problem is, based on the Athletic, he said they want Tuchel to sign. He said this: I will not commit my future to Chelsea until the future of the coach is being confirmed. Yeah, I'm using con.
It's not hot.
It's okay.
Corn on the cob be man hot, man. I'd be like, you can't touch it. But
so I think the problem is, I think the Tuchel's contract needs to be maybe extended to 2 or 3 years, and after that, the players have more chance to kind of sign a deal for me, though.
Daniel, it was Chelsea. Chelsea refused to loan Rudiger because he hadn't signed a contract yet.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Loan.
Because I remember, I'm very hesitant to bring this name up, but okay, Mishi was in the last year of his contract. Okay, so it was the last year of his 5-year deal that he signed in 2017 or 16.
Yeah.
And in order to get the loan to Crystal Palace, what they do is they make you sign a contract
extension
that has another year on it. So you go on loan. There's another year left on your contract. So if you do well on loan, there's more transfer value, right? Because we know we're not going to use you. So sign the contract, add a year, go on loan, and that way we don't lose the player for nothing.
Free. Yeah.
Even though the club isn't using the player. For me, I was like, Mishi, that's not really a good loan. Crystal Palace have a lot of strikers. Obviously, okay, they play 4-4-2, but you know that Zaha and Benteke and Ayew and those guys are going to be preferred over a lone player. You're going to have to play really well in order to break into there. You'd be better off not signing the contract, staying at Chelsea for a season, and then being essentially a free agent after the Euros. But what he wanted to play, because I have to get into the Euro team. So, excuse me. Chelsea, what they do, it's dirty. That they have you by the balls. And they say if you want a loan, you have to sign another extension. You have to sign another year and another year. And that's how you get players like Piazon and like McEachran and Ryan Bertrand and these players. Like, how can you be on loan 9, 6, 7, 8, 9 times? It's no like how come you just don't? How come you aren't sold in that way? But they just year after year after year keep loaning and loaning and loaning. And if you look at a player like Bakayoko, for instance, Bakayoko's good enough to where big teams want him, Monaco, Milan, Napoli, and he gets enough of the transfer or a loan fee that it's almost in Chelsea's best interest to have the player and ship him to wherever they want, pick up 3-4 million euros, and slowly you chip away at the 40 million outlay that you gave, and then hopefully he does well and you sell him. But, and this is going back to my original point, if Chelsea didn't have a transfer ban, you think Mason Mount is in the team?
No
way.
They they would have bought a midfielder like a Danny Drinkwater and given him the chance, or bought a midfielder like Bakayoko, giving him the chance. But because there was no money to buy anybody, all right, we'll give the kid a go. And it's worked out.
All right, so before we go to our throwback, let me just come up with these doobies.
Malenko Savage.
From Nana Ageman, who says Chelsea versus City takeover with this UCL win. So what do you mean by that? So are you saying that Chelsea and City will take, or are you saying that Chelsea will win the UCL and then it's going to be a takeover by Chelsea and Man City?
Can you read it again?
Chelsea versus City takeover with this UCL win. That's. I'm trying to figure out what he means by that.
Is he saying that if City win, that they've been better than Chelsea over their project?
No, because I'm saying that. Could it because I know that he's a Chelsea fan.
Oh, okay.
So because I know he's a Chelsea fan, I'm thinking that he means Chelsea win. That Chelsea versus City takeover with this UCL win. So I assume that he believes that Chelsea will win the UCL, and does that mean that Chelsea and City will now take over, or they'll not have?
They'll be like the new Barca Madrid,
like the new rivalry or something. That's what I was thinking.
And I say nah.
It's too early to say that, man.
Too early to
City are pretty much closer to the end of their project in terms of the players they have, and Chelsea are pretty much just at the start with the young players. So,
can I ask a spin-off then of what that question gave me? Let's say Manchester City win the Champions League, like they beat Chelsea.
Yeah,
they need to.
They have the Champions League. Whose project has been better? So from 2003 to now, you have Chelsea's, and then from 2010, 11, you have the City project.
City.
So which one has been better?
City.
Man City.
It's City. It's
City
clear.
It's the City projects.
Okay, Eddie. If I told you take the first 10 years of each, so if I said from 2003 to 2013, that's 2 Champions League finals for Chelsea, a Champions League and a Europa League, with 1, 2, 3 league titles.
Yep.
And for City, there would just be the 1 Champions League final, 1 Champions League win, and I think 5 league titles, or is it 6 now? From when they started, it would have been 2012, 2014.
Okay.
The 2 with Guardiola, or 3 now.
Oh,
so
5. So 5.
If you do it that way, then that makes it a lot tougher.
And also, like I know you guys don't like these, but Chelsea would have 3 League Cups and 4 FA Cups.
Yeah. I mean,
and
if
City would have all the League Cups and maybe 1 or 2.
If you do it that way, it becomes a lot tougher. And I say that because if you look at Chelsea's, you're looking at the competition Chelsea faced. We're talking of Alex Ferguson's Manchester United, Arsene Wenger's Arsenal.
Benitez's Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool. So the competition was mad at that time. So the fact that they were able to come up with all those trophies makes it a lot more difficult to compare both. But the reason why I say City over that time is because if you look at what City have done, they've put the right people in the right places. They actually have a direction. They have a philosophy. They have things that they abide by. They don't. They have. Yes, you can say they have 10, 20, 40 million dollar players, but they don't have no 90 mil players. They don't have that one player that's like, oh, they spend so much on this player. Everyone's in this bracket where they go, look, if you're out of the bracket, we don't spend. Whereas Chelsea have just resulted to spending loosely. It's like we have a bad season, throw money at it, and then let's see where we're at next season. Bad manager, get out, bring another one in. We don't care what we're paying you compensation. So, yeah.
A key thing that Eddie said is direction. Why did Pep leave Barcelona? Because him and the presidents were at odds. Yeah. Obviously, he was cool with Laporta, but Sandro Rosell, he was at odds with Rosell. And then hence why he eventually left. See, Bayern, one of the best run and so forth. So I don't really know exactly what's went wrong with the band. Maybe these guys, they believe that way. This team just won a treble before you got here. It's not even going to get us to a final. Maybe Pep says that, man, I think I've flopped here. Thing with City is the owners are fully on his side. So they're like, whatever you need, we're going to provide it to you.
And HH, the whole project was built for Pep to come.
Yes.
Because like they took somebody from Barcelona that was the Chiqui, T-X-I, Bergenstein, or I forget his name, but they like positioned him as the director of football before Pep got there to attract Pep. Do you remember when Pep left Bayern and there was an idea that Chelsea could get him? And he was like, no, I would need to sell like 10, 11 players in order to go to that club. And that would mean just doing work with people who don't understand my way of football.
A woman wanted to get Pep Guardiola. It was Marina that objected. Marina said she doesn't want to work with
Roman Abramovich tried at least. Roman tried at least like 3-4 times to get Pep, but Pep didn't want to come because of that lack of just a cohesive project, I would say. But not to cut you, HH.
Yeah. But Daniel, if you look at the dates you gave, you said 2003 to 2013, right?
Yeah.
You know what happened in 2013?
Europa League. Oh, they brought back Mourinho?
Marina joined the Chelsea board in 2013. No comment.
Yeah, no comment. That's it. No comment.
No.
Ever since he joined Chelsea board, we've been
but you see, here's the thing. But I think the point that Eddie made, I just think is key, is that Chelsea have gone about this in a very weird, haphazard way. That is sort of it's basically they've gone about this in a very mad scientist way, like sell higher, loan, and it has somehow bred Europa League trophies, ACL trophy, Premier League trophies, but it's a very haphazard way. As we're living in an age now where, because when I grew up, the player was a superstar. The manager was just there, but the player was a superstar. Right now, the manager is a superstar. You're not facing Man City, you're not facing De Bruyne, you're facing Pep. So Pep Guardiola is the star. He is the attraction. So they're like, Pep, what do you need? Because right now, we don't live in a world where there are, I can name you 5, 6 superstars. So therefore, the team with the right ethos will always beat you, most likely than not. The individual isn't now going to win. Before, the individual, if you have 3 individuals, they will beat that team. Right now, because we don't have enough individuals or enough personalities, who's the manager? What's the tactic? They're going to beat you. So for City, because they have this whole thing of Pep, and what do you need? And do you have a very effective tactic? This tactic, if you give him the right players and so forth, it is highly effective. It can go through. And if you look at the way they went to the Champions League, it's in very weird circumstances where they should have won. Hence why the lap stream. So I feel that, look, we talked about the ridiculous amounts of guys that Chelsea have on loan. I believe Tuchel is getting sacked. And that's the crazy thing. Tuchel is getting sacked.
You see what we're saying?
Pep, you know that's not, because this is a long-term project thing. That's where he's going to be fully supported all along the way. Tuchel, maybe there'll be a breakdown or so forth. Now, I don't know whether I believe him. That was Conte's argument. Conte's argument was that, hey, I gave you a league title, you didn't support me, so therefore I'm going to sulk, throw my toys out the pram, and I'm going to give him a severance package. So, okay, wait, let me just hit these other things that we can go to.
You know what? Yeah, have hope. Next week we need to do who has the better team, or maybe this is closer to the final. But like in their primes over the first 10 years. If you go from 03 to 13 for Chelsea and 08 to 2018, I guess for City.
Because
if we did 11 v11
seasons,
I think Chelsea have the better team. I'll put that out there now.
Yeah,
but
I think
City are close.
That's the 05, 08.
I don't know if it's that close.
Do you not think so? Do you not think like Torres, Silva, De Bruyne?
No,
we'll discuss it.
05,
08, 09. Nah.
Daniel, you're talking of Makaleli. You're talking of
That's
nah.
Like
Nah,
it was
Listen,
cements. It was like cements. It was cements.
Aguero and Drogba is pretty much even.
The defense alone, yeah.
Company and Terry.
Well, who's going against Carvalho? Who are you pairing with Carvalho?
Cavallo, Ashley Cole, Makelele,
Who's the left back there for Ashley Cole? There's
John
nothing.
Obi Mikel.
Yeah, we
Essien.
haven't even mentioned Balak.
John Obi
Essien,
Mikel
like,
is not in the
Essien.
11.
Essien's not. Mikel's not in the 11. Sorry, what the hell? This guy.
Wait, are you talking about?
Nigerian bias.
We're talking
are you
of
talking about the 11
the best 11 from 23 to 2013.
Oh, 23.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Chelsea. It's Chelsea.
My bad.
Okay, wait, so
Chelsea, man.
Never mind.
So,
Never mind. Let's.
So
yeah,
from
yeah.
Costly Awesome, who says, and this is a bit more morbid, Chelsea is the graveyard of strikers.
Facts.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
They've had 3 good ones in the past 25 years.
So basically, apart from Drogba,
Costa, Hasselbank.
Gudjonsen was more of a support striker,
Yeah.
and that's it. We remember
Yeah, man.
Matej Kezman.
Oh Jesus, please, let's move on.
Lord. Malinko Savage again says, I watched Tammy from academy to his loans. Keep him. There is a talent there. But as Daniel has said, even though I think he's not there yet, he's not been given enough time. I don't think he's there yet. Hence why I think a loan would work. Because I think that he needs 38 games just to operate in another team, which is why
We talked about it from the club perspective, but just really, really quick. If you were his agent or if you were his friend, brother, whatever, my advice to those guys, like, I mean, I don't know if they're ever going to listen to anything like this, but get out of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Just get out. Go to a place that appreciates you for being you. This idea that I gotta make it at Chelsea. I love this club.
No.
This is a business. Your career is finite. It's limited. There's only so many seasons that you can play.
Business.
Yeah.
Club is a business.
The
Loyalty
game
means
does
nothing.
not love you. So if Tammy's idea is I gotta make it at Chelsea, I don't want to leave. Woo woo. If I'm his agent, I'm his brother, I'm his father, I'm his friend, bro. Go to a place that wants you. If it's West Ham, if it's in Germany, if it's in France, if it's in Italy, I don't know if a Spanish team would want him, but that's another. Go and just fulfill your dream elsewhere.
I think he'll do well in England or the UK, but I agree with that. Not everyone can be Mason Mount.
Mason Mount had the backing of the manager.
Yeah, he had.
And he forced him in.
It was the perfect situation for Mason.
The
Mount
idea
to
that
come in as
Lampard's
well.
last game, who was the captain, Eddie?
Yeah, Mason Mount. We said this.
Not all through.
We discussed this, man. So
Okay, so from
That's the political backing that a youth player needs. They need Frank Lampard to be manager and play you.
all right, finally from Melinko
Nobody else is
Savage,
getting that.
who says Dominic took a year off to run down his contract.
well, how's that working out now for him?
He got paid from Liverpool.
The problem is he went to Liverpool instead of going to probably a lower club and getting the game time because he was never making the Liverpool squad. Let's be honest. They had Suarez at the time. So I don't know what the guy was smoking. I think they had Sturridge as well. Sturridge, yes, he was injury prone, but he was still decent. So I don't know what he was smoking, thinking going from Chelsea to Liverpool was Sturridge is another one from Chelsea. Sturridge is another one from Chelsea who made the move. So
another one that got away, man.
Yeah, and also I think Melinko also reminds us that you guys forgot Robin in that Chelsea squad.
Ooh.
If Chelsea had kept Robin and kept faith, just that he kept on getting injured.
Yeah,
imagine if Chelsea just kept faith with Robin.
Bro.
Because actually, Robin in that season before he got injured, that guy was damn good, and then he just got injured, and then
Chelsea have too many players. Chelsea from 03 to 2013, like Hazard is included in this.
Yeah, no, it's
Hazard. I wouldn't put Hazard.
I know his prime would be the next.
Yeah, the next one. Yeah, but
he's there.
Okay.
If you want him,
he only joined 12-13. Yeah.
If you want, that's Aspilicueta, that's Oscar, Hazard, Mata would get it. Ooh, Mata would be on the bench, man.
Mata would get in. Have you guys forgetting the player I don't think you guys rate Belarus from Liverpool to Chelsea.
What the hell?
Belarus, do you guys know Belarus?
I know Belarus, but what's he doing in this squad?
I don't know, man. Like,
What's he doing in this squad, man?
I don't know. Chelsea just make some stupid and ridiculous signing there.
Okay, look. So, guys, for our throwback, this one's interesting.
Nicolas Anelka.
This one's interesting.
Abdullah, your house,
Right?
right?
You know, it's a can't you lock and just say
Do
don't
you have your
don't
own room,
comment?
Abdullah?
Mm-hmm. I don't love the girl because sometimes I'm a good visitor.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, someone
Yeah,
is a visitor.
well, okay.
He's
Okay,
very
Abdullah.
guys. Stop it.
Hey, he said it, not us. Oh my God, right?
Let me mute. I've said all I need to say, and that's a terrible picture. Put your tongue away. Like I don't.
Oh, come on, man! Look, there's not to put your tongue.
I want to hear what you guys have to say. I've talked enough.
Okay, let me Michi Batshuayi.
Well, I haven't. I have some points, but
No, you don't. You've made all your points in the last 3-4 years that I've known you, bro. So, see, Michi Batshuayi.
Start with the West Brom goal.
Now, you mean the title-winning goal?
Yeah.
So, okay, look. Here's the thing. Time. You know, was he given more time? Because Batshuayi, this is what I said about Batshuayi. He didn't look great on the ball and so forth. But my thing is, every player in football has a role. And the role of a striker is to put the ball in the net. Everything else is extra. Link play, ball control, dribble, passing. That's not extra. But the key function is to put the ball in the net. I believe this guy had a very good eye for goal, which is a skill in and of itself. But the issue was, whenever you'd see him play, the ball would bounce off. The ball would not really fully connect and stuff like that. And if Batshuayi's name came with some weight with it, he'd be afforded more chances. You take Cristiano, for example. Sideways passes, step overs that's going nowhere. He can be trashed for the whole thing. But he has built up a name for himself as I will put that ball in that net for you. So whatever the case may be, he'll never put in that ball in that net for you. But Batshuayi doesn't have that reputation. So the manager would be like a Conte, so would be like, no, I need you to hold the ball up. I need you to connect well. I need the ball to stick to you. I need you to play well. And especially in the modern game, more are required from strikers. You know, it's not just enough for you to like, oh, he'll eventually score. No. I need you. There's certain tactical things that need the strikers to do. Like if this was back in the 90s, Batshuayi would be given as many chances because you're like, no. He's just there to score goals, nothing more. But right now, as the game has evolved, the striker has evolved. And what the striker needs to do has evolved. So I just think that Batshuayi is a victim of the time period that he was in and what is needed as a striker, and especially at a team like Chelsea. You have to pretty much be scoring every single game. You're putting the ball scoring in every single game and scoring winners in every single game. So it is what it is. It is what it is with Batshuayi, man.
I think the problem with Batshuayi, I think if Tuchel was here and we have Batshuayi, I would take Batshuayi ahead of Abraham because it's more clinical and it's a very potent number 9. I can even trust scoring good than Tammy Abraham because we know Batshuayi, when you give him that chance, he will put that ball under the net because he has that high Q and he has that movement that every striker has. Every striker, like the way we rate Haaland and Co in terms of their movement, Batshuayi has that movement. The problem with Batshuayi is that it just don't work hard enough to have that trust in him as a number 9. It's like it's like someone very playful. It doesn't take so much insist. It doesn't take stuff serious. But when you talk about scoring goals, Batshuayi is good because for me, is a very good striker of the ball. He can score goals very well for me. When you give him that chance, Batshuayi will score you that goal. The a little bit downside about it is this is Chelsea, and it has been a structure since Roman has been there. That no matter how good at a striker you are, if you don't prove enough as a number 9, like work hard, give your whole as a team, it won't work. The only season I think it worked was under Antonio Conte. Then that was when we won the Premier League in 2016-2017 season.
It didn't.
Because it was even coming in the second half then.
He played only 236 minutes, and that was his first season.
So the problem is, if he's given more chances, I think it will be more of a reliable number 9 than the kind of striker we have now. The problem is in Chelsea like clinical age. If Michy Batshuayi is there at the moment right now, he will bench Abraham because he's that good of a striker. Yes. I have more trust in Batshuayi than Abraham because he has that movement. He has that movement and he has that ability.
We need to mute Abdullahi for the rest of this stream. For that comment.
Okay. If Thomas Tuchel is our manager and Michy Batshuayi is at the club at the moment in terms of goal scoring, we're having a problem scoring goals. Batshuayi he will deliver us those goals than Tammy Abraham at the moment because he has that movement and he has that ability to score goals. I trust I've watched Abraham and I've watched Batshuayi.
Okay, so are you saying that under Tuchel he can give 20 to 25 goals?
If he's giving more time, like if he's giving more chances.
It's a simple question. I said that under Tuchel, is he getting 20 to 25 goals?
Maybe max 15. Batshuayi is you guys don't get him. He's a goal scorer.
Tammy is on 12. Wait, Tammy is on 12.
Michy Batshuayi is a prolific number. He can score goals. He can score goals.
Abdullahi.
Why you guys talk like
your definition of prolific is 15 goals.
No, we're having a problem about scoring goals.
You just said it.
And people are saying Abraham is not good enough. Abraham is not this. Abraham is not. It's not been given enough chance. If Batshuayi is given that chance,
how many goals did Tammy score last season?
Now, see, 15 goals. You are saying Abraham because now we say
you didn't answer my question. No. How many goals did Tammy score last season?
Yeah, Batshuayi was there last season, wasn't he?
But he also scored. I don't even think he scored that 15 goals, but he scored goals last season too. Under Lampard.
That's why I started one game last season.
Tammy got 15 in the league last season.
It's the corn, bro. It's the corn.
No, actually, this is where the problem is. Corn brain. People watch more of Abraham than they watch more of Batshuayi.
No.
Before Batshuayi came to Chelsea, he's a damn good goal scorer. We know that. But because of the way Chelsea has been, like, we know every player that comes to Chelsea has to deliver, and they have to deliver. And Batshuayi have not lived up to the expectation we want him to live up to. That's what the problem is at the moment. So, if under Lampard, I agree, Lampard is not the right manager, that kind of everything, but it's coming and score goals. It doesn't even come in that much. Maybe 1 match or 2 matches score goals. Now we have a better manager with experience, who kind of have a philosophy and knows what he's doing as a manager. So when you give Batshuayi the chance to score goals, he will score goals. When you give him the chance, he will. Batshuayi, he can score goals, unlike Ivan and Abraham, who doesn't even have that movement of the ability to score goals. That is my explanation to that. Because I would trust Batshuayi than Abraham for me. Because I've seen Batshuayi play and I've seen him score goals. I would trust him more than Tammy Abraham. I'm sorry. I'm not being racist, but that's the fact.
Where did you get racism from?
Go ahead, Eddie, man. Go ahead, man.
No, I'm still trying to process some of what this guy said. A guy's prolific, but then he'll give 15 goals. And he come up with racism.
The reason is because Batshuayi is a playful. It's not a serious.
No,
it's not
look.
player.
Abdullahi, you can spin it however you want. Yeah, if a guy cannot score goals on the Lampard, I'm sorry, I don't see who you're scoring goals against.
Lampard is not
who you're scoring goals with. That's the point. Well, you get freedom under Lampard. You don't get freedom under other managers. But besides that, he's had other managers as well. I think he's played through the Conte era. He was here at the start of the Sarri era as well. Who else? Lampard, obviously, and then now Tuchel. Wait, what was that? What was that thing? But at the end of the day,
Batshuayi is a black thing. that's a deep Abdullahi callback.
But look, I think he made the move to Chelsea too early. That's just it, because Batshuayi. Yeah, when he came, that was the season after Costa had was it? No. This was the season after Chelsea had the low.
Yep,
Was
it
it?
was
Yeah.
2016.
2016-17. Yeah, this was after they sacked Mourinho, and this was Conte's. Yeah, apparently it was Conte's first signing. So he made the move too early, in my opinion. Who was Conte's first?
That's not what happened.
Who was Conte's first signing?
I don't know who his first signing was, but
Okay.
it wasn't Batshuayi. I will get into that.
Okay, cool.
Don't you worry.
As far as I'm concerned, he made the move to Chelsea too early, and I don't think he got the opportunities that would have helped him develop. Because if you watch Batshuayi from when he joined, he was still pretty raw at the time. Because I remember him, a lot of the goals he was scoring were just one-on-ones on a breakaway in France on the counter attack. You know, put him on the counter, one-on-one, he'll finish it. There wasn't too many. You know, he wasn't clinical per se at the time. He was still raw. He had things you could work with, but there was still something missing. And he has never been coached since then. You know, he's played under people who manage. Conte is not the greatest coach, I would imagine, in terms of the development of player development. I think his best goal scoring patch was Dortmund under Tuchel, which is a bit interesting. Was it under Tuchel?
No,
it was in Dortmund. Is it under Tuchel?
No, it was. I forget what he was the coach of Cologne.
Nice. Is it Nice? Oh, is it that guy? No.
He was the coach of FC Cologne.
Okay. Well, his best patch.
I forget what the name was, but
his best patch was that period, anyways, with the whole Chelsea, with the whole Giroud Aubameyang swap deal with Dortmund.
Yeah.
And that's just down to having the opportunities to play. I think that's the most consistent he played since joining Chelsea. So you can see what would have been if he had the opportunities. But yeah, it's a bit of a sad one. But yeah, and I don't understand why he signed that extension last season. It's the stupidest thing I've seen.
It's money.
So all right, the issue with Batshuayi. This could be like a 10-20 minute discussion if I want it to be.
Daniel,
I will try to make it quick.
I haven't eaten all day. Don't make this 1 hour.
I know. I'm
starving. I am starving.
I can build upon our political conversation that we had before. When Mourinho left and they brought in, I believe it was Hiddink, who took over in 2016 until the end of the season. The club obviously has its own scouts. So they were doing the scouting process. And this was when Emanalo was still with Chelsea. Emanalo, as the technical director, decided this striker from Marseille is somebody that could be useful for the team. The next manager, whoever we get, he'll be useful to have. Then they get Batshuayi before they get Conte. So it shows that was a board signing, but an Emanalo signing specifically. Well, after a few months, or maybe not a few months, but Emanalo gets the job offer from Monaco. They're having beef. He's having beef with Marina. Conte's obviously wanting his transfer targets. So the person who buys Mishi and brings him to Chelsea leaves the club after a matter of months. Or if it wasn't a matter of months, it was shortly thereafter. Which leaves Mishi with no real benefactor in the football club. The manager didn't want him. He wanted more of a target man to have Hope's point. He wanted a Giroud. He wanted Dzeko. He wanted Llorente. He wanted Graziano Pella. He wanted
Llorente. Jesus,
like 3 or 4 times. He wanted like that profile of striker. He didn't want. Bro. Yeah, he didn't want a Batshuayi type of player. or he felt maybe he already had that with Costa. So why do I want to play the lesser version? He was playing him like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I think it was Bournemouth. He came on for 3 seconds and then left. It was mad disrespectful. So we get to can I just the 3 biggest we'll call it the 2 biggest. The 2 biggest goals of Conte's era are what? For my money.
The Atletico game?
his two best wins were the Atletico win in the Champions League
in the Champions League and the West
and
Brom.
the West Brom game.
That's right.
And though both of those goals were scored by the guy on the screen, those were Conte's two most important wins, or his biggest wins. For Lampard, I can make an argument his greatest win was the one against Ajax that Batshuayi scored the goal. So, that's the goal scoring point. But Conte has his beef. He sends Costa away for whatever reason. You win the league. I don't need you anymore. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, God.
If Amanolo was still at the club, Batshuayi probably gets his chance. But he's not at the club anymore.
Oh,
so
God.
that leaves Granovskia to go find whoever the next person is going to be. And who does she pick? Alvaro Morata.
Please don't say it.
Can you
Please don't say it.
Now, going back to our previous
Can you bring Gary comments? Peter Crouch and done.
Yeah, he wanted Peter Crouch.
I think so. I feel like he
wanted Peter Crouch.
So why not? Now,
That's sick.
If
Conte
you buy a
is mad.
striker for £60 million, you are going to play him. So Antonio Conte, he wanted Lukaku, but the club gave him Morata. Morata now has the political standing. So Batshuayi is not going to play. So he didn't play for those first 6 months. He goes on loan, has the purple patch, if we can call it that, in Dortmund. The reason he plays well in Dortmund is because instead of being a target man, link-up man, all of this, he's surrounded by Pulisic, Royce, Götze, Kagawa, a bunch of number 10s. And all they want you to do is, Mitchie, just go score. Kind of have Hope's point before. We don't need you to dribble. You don't have to play well or anything like that. Just get on the end of what we provide for you. We're cooking the meal, just eat. And that's what he did at Dortmund. It's the same thing Aubameyang did, Paco Alcacer did, Haaland's doing it now. Dortmund is great for the striker that just wants to eat because they surround their strikers with so many creators. And let's be real, I can't be fake. Bundesliga tax. How hard is it to score in that league, really? If Mitchie went there now, he'd probably be like one of the best in the world. So just based off the number of goals you score. So he comes back. What was the next loan? He went to Valencia. Stupid loan.
Yeah,
with Marcelino, who was eventually that was bad. Crystal Palace comes back to the club, transfer ban. You think maybe he can get in? Lampard has his own agenda. What's his agenda? The long live the Queen. God save the Queen. God save our
Brexit FC.
Close and inshallah.
Mount, Abraham, James, all of those guys come back into the team. I don't know if you guys remember the Norwich game where Tammy Abraham scored a brace. That was the game I was thinking, maybe Batshuayi will play. But he didn't pick him. He picked, what's it called? Tammy Abraham. And from there, everything was everything. So he got picked and, that's what happened. So Batshuayi is a case of what Eddie said. Perhaps he went to Chelsea too soon.
Yep.
It's more political, I think, than that. In terms of you buy Morata, you have Costa. Like, obviously, he's not going to play above Costa. He's not going to play above a 70 million player. And if we're trying to make England 3.0 or 4.0, whatever we're trying to do, Michi has the wrong passport for that. So he ends up in Crystal Palace. God knows what's going to happen to him. I tried to make that as brief as I could. I skipped around some things. I might have got some dates wrong, but the pictures.
No. Look, I mean, look. My thing is,
I think I did that in 5 minutes. Round of applause.
you have to perform at a very high. You have to perform. You have to perform quickly and instantly when you're at
Chelsea. The best goal
Chelsea.
last season. What was the best goal of last season's campaign? It might have been Mitchie against United.
As I said again, Daniel, you have to perform and you have to perform consistently and so forth, which is what Batshuayi didn't do. And remember, at Chelsea, you're not unless you come with a big name under a big massive fee, you will not be afforded the time. You will not be afforded the excuses.
Look,
and that's just what
Chelsea are so backward that they had Lukaku for 18 million. They loaned him. They didn't play him. Now, in the event that they need a striker, now that's being floated about, you'll buy Lukaku for 90 million, 100 million, because now he's the proven thing. Why even bother getting him when he was at Anderlecht? Just leave him alone if you're not going to play him. So,
no, but like that's always how
Chelsea are a backwards club, which goes to Eddie's point from earlier. City actually have plans. They know what they're doing. Chelsea fly by the seat of your pants. Whoever's hot at the moment.
Will anybody be surprised if Tuchel is sacked a year from now?
No.
Pep is getting sacked anytime soon.
In 5 months, in like October, November, December time, if Chelsea are 8th or 7th,
he's getting sacked.
He's getting sacked, and
I'll probably make a video about him. This needs to be sacked. So I'll probably be leading the charge for him to be sacked. So the issue is that
once people get fed up with like the trashness of the football,
I have a rebooter for that.
Wait, let Daniel land, man. I can't just interject.
Well, no, I know I've been talking, but
okay.
But the point was Lampard was so bad that Chelsea a Chelsea win wasn't guaranteed with Lampard. So now when Tuchel comes in, he can play shit football. And because he's getting wins, people are accepting the trashness of the football. If people get used to winning slightly and they actually investigate the quality of the football and then results start to go bad again, Tuchel's gone.
So I agree with what Daniel said. I also have a little bit of rebuttal to this in terms of next season getting sacked and everything. Because we can all agree this signing has all been Lampard signing and the boss signing. I wouldn't go on a hitch and say he will get sacked after 5 or 6 months. He has to be given the player he wants first. Then it will be easier to judge him as a manager. Because if he's not given the player he wants, how do you expect him to succeed?
No, but also, players or not, he'll still be sacked.
I know. Also, this will be a slap on Roman's face. We know this, because you cannot be bringing manager in every summer and every season. You sack manager, you bring in, and you expect success. It doesn't work. It's
worked.
Yes, it works.
It has worked.
But we are in the era of a technology system now, where everything is on social media. What you do, and I understand Roman has been doing it for the past 15 to 20 years. It's been succeeding. For me, maybe Guardiola club. Best manager in world football at the moment, have a very good philosophy, have a very good pattern. Tuchel also has a pattern too in terms of the way the aesthetic in way Pep Guardiola and club plays. You wouldn't want to sack a manager who has an ideology, a football brain, and you bring in a manager with a pragmatic, with Gangan. You don't do that. You are if Chelsea literally want to believe in the project, you have to give this man time to see what he's going to do.
But Abdullahi, you said you know Abramovich.
Yep.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how this man operates.
We know.
Mm-hmm. If you don't bring in the results, you're getting sacked.
Completely agree, 100%. And also my rebuttal is, if you don't give him the player he wants, you cannot sack him because he will be justified and say, well, you didn't give me the player I want. I work with this player I have. With the same player, I want this. He justified because he have a say. But if you give him the player he wants and it still never succeed, then the conversation will become he will get sacked.
But wasn't a Conte's argument?
That is not Conte's argument because Conte
was
was going.
Conte was
going for Peter Crouch.
You didn't support me.
It was going for Peter Crouch. It was going for Chris Wood, Ashley Barnes. So
Conte's transfer targets were so bad. I understand why they were like, just go. Go.
What about Lampard's? What about Lampard's target? You know what Lampard was?
At least he brought in
Lampard wanted William I, Henry VII, Queen Victoria.
Ziyech, Werner, Havertz, Silva. Like at least Lampard, he did some research.
Are you sure those were his signings,
bro? What? Conte
I'm
was
not sure those were his signings. From what I'm hearing, those are not Lampard signings.
I think this is
Chilwell.
Daniel made a very good point, and I think this is where Roman himself as a owner needs to calm down. I will say it again: we need a director of football. I don't trust Ghana's Kia to be the director of football. We need a restructure in that structure because I understand you're grooming Peter Cech to be that guy, but that guy doesn't have an experience yet. So Ganaskia need to lay back and work on maybe sporting in terms of shares, in terms of making money. That is our job.
No. But
Footballing
but
aspect, Ganaskia should not be there.
You say all these things. See, the issue is as much because of course it's a brick model. Of course, Abramovich's model is a brick model, but it has led to trophies. It's been successful. If it was a case where you sack higher, and you're hardly winning any trophies, then it's like, but this guy can show you the Premier League trophies. He can show you the FA Cup trophies. He can show you the Champions League trophy. He can show you the 2 Europa League trophies. And that's what people are saying. As much as you want to insult Abramovich, look at what has happened now. People wanted to rat and so forth and burn Abramovich at the stake because he sacked Lampard. Chelsea are in an FA Cup final and they're in a Champions League final.
People want him to sack that.
So
they want him to do that.
It's like this whole sack higher things. See, ideally, you get a manager who has a good, strong philosophy. You keep with him. Look at what Wenger did with Arsenal. Look what Fergie did with United. Look at what Pep did with Barcelona initially, and it looks like what Pep is doing down with Man City. So, and who knows what?
Argument that from 2004 through 2012, arguably Chelsea's most successful period.
Yeah.
The architect of that was Mourinho.
Yeah.
Yeah, he laid the front.
And then again, he came back 2013.
I want to buy
Costa, Fabregas, those guys.
This
Well,
Atletico guys.
you know,
2014, 15, and then 16, 17.
Do you know that chart of like where win ratio? Lampard is last. But you know who was first? Grant.
Probably Conte.
Aaron Grant.
Aaron Grant, yeah. So,
but obviously Mourinho played a lot more games, so obviously you know there's a lot more. But I think Mourinho is second.
The point here is that because of their sack higher nature, you could look at the manager and think, oh man, everything is changing, and to an extent, you could make that argument, right? But if the personnel didn't change that much, because players, especially good ones, tend to stick around for a while.
Yeah.
So you buy Drogba in 2004, Mourinho leaves in 2007, Drogba's there for 5 more years and eventually helps you win the Champions League. But he's not there without the vision of Mourinho to get the job done. There's a reason why when the, how would you put it, the Avram Grants, the Hiddings of the world, they all, what's Di Matteo, like all these guys, they come in and they all, well, Grant and Di Matteo make a Champions League final. Hiddings should have.
Wow, right. Look at that.
What happened?
Nah, that stuff you just said is so sickening, dude. Of all managers to manage Chelsea, Grant and Di Matteo.
Well, no, but like they
in Champions League finals.
Yeah, they both made Champions League
Think about that, man.
And
we've had Ancelotti, we've had Mourinho, we've had Conte.
Hiddink, no, for me, Eddie, call me childish or so forth. Hiddink
corrupt in 2000.
He was right, but like those 3 teams were Cech, Terry, Lampard, Drogba, Cole. Those were Mourinho's guys. So Chelsea got away with not having like that structure because they had the guy at his peak. They had Mourinho at his best. You could argue treble 2009, 2010, okay. But when managers were actually given the power to be managers and not head coaches, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but like Conte isn't the manager, he's the head coach.
Head coach, yeah.
Or Tuchel isn't the manager, he's the head coach. He's manager means I have control over who comes in, who comes out. And that was like the Ferguson, Wenger, going back to time immemorial. Now they're head coaches, which means I have to deliberate with people above me.
Yeah.
Mourinho was manager, and he was able to bring in the pieces that were able to last long after he had left the first time in 2007. Conte isn't able to do that, I don't think. Like his pieces, drink water, Bakayoko. I mean, we could go through the list.
Who in their right mind signs a guy called Daddy Drinkwater?
No, like, and that's fair. The Lampard and Terry was before Mourinho. but Lampard becomes Frank
Yeah.
Lampard because of Mourinho.
Because of Mourinho.
Yeah,
Because of Mourinho. Because of
John Terry becomes who he becomes because
Because
they
of
bring
Jose.
in Carvalho
No,
and
we-
William Gallas.
We don't know, but
And-
see, this is what, and this just shows you the stupidity of some fans. Under no circumstance should any Chelsea fan, boo Mourinho. Never. Thank you. Yeah, like Mourinho helped to build the genesis
Of what
of
Chelsea
this
is now.
Chelsea Abramovich.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the DNA of Chelsea.
he built that foundation. Like
You
gotta
literally,
find
his
another
first
one of those.
season, first season comes in and delivers this club's very first Premier League title, and obviously it's exorbitant and so forth. But 2012 is rooted into what he built in 05. So really, like Mourinho is basically Mourinho is the kind of guy where anywhere he goes or so forth, Chelsea fans should always bow down and say no, thank you.
Look at
Thank
this. HH,
Look at all the trophies Chelsea have won. You know, Mourinho built the spine of those
100%.
teams.
Yes,
Like, and that's the thing that is missing in today, where we're getting managers with different philosophies. But back then, Mourinho already built the spine. People who have like a player couldn't walk into that dressing room and talk shit to Lampard, couldn't talk to John Terry because these guys had done it because of Mourinho. So you coming in was more, I'll play my part. I know these people are going to do their thing. We're solid through the middle. We're solid in these areas. I'll just do my thing. But right now, there's no player in that Chelsea squad. There's not a spine in that Chelsea squad. Even the Conte team was Fabregas, Costa. Still had players at the back. Matic. Those were Mourinho guys.
Mourinho.
So Conte should be thanking Mourinho for that.
Terry
Premier League
was
trophy he
Mourinho.
has.
Like,
Yeah, no. It's like, and I think that is what's missing from the Chelsea team. Like when I look at this team, where the only personality I see is
Rudiger.
Yeah.
From Lampard to Terry to Czech to Essing to Drop. These are guys that when you're in the dressing room, these are guys. These are like personalities. These are like men. I'm looking at these guys. If the going gets tough, who are you looking to beyond Rudiger here?
Rudiger.
Who are you? Okay, guys. Okay, look, it's just kids. Just young kids.
Can we make one last point? Well, two. Did Chelsea win the Champions League in 2012 without Didier Drogba?
No.
Okay. It's not his point. And I think Abdullahi mentioned this some shows back, and it's I mean, if anybody who reads will maybe know this, but when Mourinho arrived in 2004, in the 2003-2004 season where he won the Champions League with Porto, in the group stage, Porto played Marseille.
Marseille, yeah.
And Mourinho met Drogba, probably talked to him in French, and was like, where I go next, I'm going to sign you. So Porto wins the Champions League. Chelsea obviously wanting to win the Champions League, signed the best coach in the world. And Mourinho goes to Abramovich, and Abramovich is like, I can get you Shevchenko, I can get you Torres, I can get you whoever the best strikers in the world are. Mourinho, true to his word, says, give me Drogba. Abramovich is like, who's that? Who is Drogba? I don't know who Drogba is. I can get you Ballon d'Or winners. Mourinho's like, no, I need Drogba. He signs Drogba. I think he said something to the effect of like, be quiet and just get me who I want. Something like that. Just be quiet, shut up, give me the player I want. That's the type of thing that you need in the team. Somebody who's actually building it with the vision of, I know what this man is capable of doing and what they'll be able to do even after I'm not here. Conte was too short-sighted. Sarri, in a sense, was very short-sighted. Like, Jorginho is a piece, but he's a specific piece for what Sarri wants to do. Is that a good thing for the club? Maybe not. But Drogba, that's a good signing for the club. We're not saying I'm not saying Mourinho's perfect. I mean, we could go through the list of misses, but like he has the vision. And just last point, we could link this if Chelsea win in 2021. There's one piece left that you can give Mourinho credit to, and arguably it could be the most important because he's the captain. You can make that argument. Azpilicueta would not exist in this
Without-
Chelsea team were
without
not
Jose.
were not for Mourinho saying to Ashley Cole, "It's been swell, my guy, but I'm putting a right back at left back because you're not good anymore." In the 2013-14 season.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Aspi is that last link that we can give to Mourinho that if they win, he's the one who's going to lift the thing.
Mhm. Yeah, he
He's
is
the
the one.
captain of the club, Eddie, so he's the one who's going to lift it. And that's Mourinho's last gift.
that is just amazing that Mourinho has done so much, but then Chelsea fans want to treat him like trash. Like
because it's that tribalistic.
Eddie, like I told you, you see the
because-
Chelsea fans.
see, that's why I always say that I look at football in a general sense. Again, Eddie, I told you I live in West London. I live close to Stamford Bridge. If the whole point, like, if you're a true Chelsea fan, you're supposed to sing about gassing Jews because Tottenham are Chelsea's rivals. Yes, Daniel, yes. Chelsea fans sing about gassing Jews because they. So that's what you're supposed to do. So what you're supposed to do is once anybody leaves the club, they're suddenly their enemy. But you dumb morons, this is club football. This is the world of commerce. People move around. As the great Pele once said, you're kissing the badge of a team one season, you're kissing the badge of a team another season. It is what it is. Guys,
They're going to light you up. That's not true.
okay. So,
yeah, guys, we have 4 minutes left to make a good number. What do you guys think about the new kit that came out?
horrible.
Can I talk?
Let's
Can I talk?
just bring it up. Let's bring it up.
I think
Huh? What'd you say?
The away kit is better than the home kit for me. The away.
I thought you made a face. I thought you made a face.
No. I'm reading something else.
Okay.
The Chelsea home kit is HH. You need to create another tier apart from Siberia where you need to put the kit into, because the Chelsea 2021 is, like I said, ever since we moved from Adidas to Nike has been shambolic. That's why I'm
Yeah, what is wrong with Nike?
No. Nike is the one making. That's why I said Granaskia is a problem to Chelsea Football Club, because ever since she moved from doing the jersey to now the sporting director, we've become Siberia. That's Chelsea Football Club. That's jersey.
Bro, shout out to Siberia, but that kit is Siberian, man.
Almost everything links back to Mourinho.
Can you pull out the away jersey for this year one? The away one is better than the home one.
It's not bad. If they just left it at the zigzag part, it would have been better.
The yellow
But
dust, it's
the problem. Okay, can we be real? The 3 looks stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 looks stupid.
I thought we agreed that last season.
I know, but if you remove the 3, it might not look that bad. But that is a terrible. Like, I would rather they spelled out THREE.
Yeah.
That'd be better. But your logo is ass. Like, it looks like, I don't know what. Like, I mean, see, like, that's fine, but it's because you can't see the pattern, really.
Yeah. The pattern.
I don't buy these things. I've never owned a Chelsea kit. I am against buying these things because I know what it's for. But
it's like I've always my thing is that I buy the kit that is really good and I stick with it. So I still have my black Fly Emirates away kit.
Yeah, that kit was fire, man.
Quality, and I got that from the mega store with my name printed at the back. Like, that's kit's superb.
It had Have Hope on the back, or like your government name?
No, my government name. Hence why my national government name.
Yeah. When HH was still a proper fan.
Yeah, no, I told you because
the uncomplicated Chelsea show.
As I said again, it's because this guy called James Houghton. It was with me, him, and his dad, and we went. It was Chelsea Fulham, where Desai scored the winning goal via like a free kick. That was the game I saw. But James Houghton turned out to be a racist, so we stopped being friends. So yeah.
But the yellow one is better.
How funny is that? How funny is that?
You know the problem.
HH has been hurt, man. He's been
ever
hurt.
Since we moved from Fly Emirates to Samsung, we left Samsung, and since then, every jersey we've been making, my Lord in heaven, it has been looking horrible.
Nike, I don't know what Nike does,
I don't understand Nikes. Why do we move from Adidas to Nike? I don't know.
Nike don't know football, and like Adidas do. Adidas knows
no. In the 90s, Nike had the best kits. See, you always wanted to go to Nike back in the 90s, but something happened. Right now, Adidas is now popping off. Even Puma. I think Puma has now made like a comeback now.
Anyway, guys, we have a Patreon, so make sure link is in the description.
Man, sign
Follow
up
us all
to
on
our
Twitter.
Patreon.
Follow us on Twitter,
And on
guys.
Twitter.
Like,
All the links below in the
subscribe,
description box.
Happy Eid
Links
to everybody out there that's been fasting for the past month.
Yeah, man.
Shout out,
Eid
man.
al-Mubarak, everybody.
Eat your food,
My
eat your
Muslim
food.
brothers, Muntaha, Azim, Salim.
So Ramadan is finished now.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's finished now.
Okay, and then so every time you finish, you just have a festival just to
Yeah, to round it up. To
so,
celebrate.
so it runs for what?
1 month. 1 month, yeah.
A month.
H does OnlyFans. Wow.
On that note,
You need to add Mourinho in the montage.
I should actually. Yeah, I should. Mourinho, Uncle Bo. And yes,
Just
they're
for
all
the-
black. It is what it is. They're all black.